We are just about to drop the puck on the final preseason game before the season cranks up. Great to have another nice preseason crowd in Smashville. Willie Donick here, along with Chris Mason and Trip Tracy. And before we drop the puck between the Predators and the Hurricanes, let's give you the Mid-South Forward keys to the game.
All right, guys, I'll take key number 1. And for the Preds, it's the last dress rehearsal. This is a lot what I think the opening night roster could look like, so a lot on the line for these guys. First time they've all really played together, so this is a big game for the Preds before October 14th against the Seattle Kraken. Tripper.
Well, when you look at the Carolina Hurricanes, you want to board the plane healthy, and that's what Rod Brind'Amour cares most about. And to watch, as we mentioned in the open, Seth Jarvis, this offensive young rookie, can he continue brilliant play?
Underway here at Bridgestone Arena, icing waved off. The top line starts off, and you'll notice right away that Rod Brind'Amour is not playing a lot of his big weapons this afternoon. Resting a lot of them, taking a look at some of the young players, trying to make the final roster before they get started. And as you heard Mace, Nashville going with more of what looks like something very close to their opening night roster. A couple of big decisions to be made. Puck dumped in behind UC Saros, 30 seconds in. So this is Jesper Fast. He's one of the veterans that will be in there. You saw him a lot in the playoff series last year for Carolina when they defeated Nashville 4-2. Of course, the last 4 games, all thrillers, all that went to at least one overtime. Here's Ellie Tolvanen with the first shot of the game, and that is stopped. Freddie Anderson making the play. The puck cleared ahead by Carolina. Fast at the end of his shift. Puck dumped in by the veteran Derek Stepan, another newcomer. Nashville busting through center with Luke Cunnin. Cunnin did not play in the Tuesday night preseason game, an overtime victory for the Predators. There's a bouncing puck ending up in the corner on the stick of Mikhail Granlund. To the middle, Cunnin misfired on the shot, and it's cleared by the Canes. Jordan Martinook across the Nashville line. Here's Jack Drury, our first look at him. He played a good game the other night. Philip Tomasino winning it overtime for the Predators. Straightaway point. Here's the shot. That's Lajoie. We saw him briefly in the playoff series. A cameo appearance. He's back for a second season with the Canes. One of the big moves, Trip, was when Jacob Slavin was hurt in the middle of that series. Lajoie got in there.
Yeah, he did. And when I think about it, the two guys that really elevated, that gave Carolina a chance to eventually win in 6, where Slavin set up the overtime winner from Sebastian Aho, were Brett Pesce and Brady Shea. Those were the two guys that I really thought stepped up their game in Slavin's absence.
Behind the net, the Canes have the puck. This is Tony DeAngelo. He fires the shot, and it's gloved down by UC Saros. Let's give you today's Vanderbilt Health player update. Not a lot to tell you about. This is what we've got. You've got a host of players. Trip, maybe you can tell us Rod Brind'Amour's thinking here on this last last preseason game.
Well, I remember Rod calling his games when he was a player, and he didn't just hate preseason games, he loathed them. So, he has carried that into his coaching career, and Carolina just playing 4 preseason games. So most of the regulars have just played one game, and it was a home against the Predators on Tuesday.
Predators coming across the line. Here's Tomasino, juggled the puck, and the play is offside. Let's look at today's coaches.
Now, the NHL Coach of the Year, and he's like my brother Mace. He is a Westerner.
Oh,
and
yes.
Hurricanes fans certainly know that I believe character comes from Western Canada. Campbell River, just to the west of Vancouver, and John Hines. And boy, what a nice job he's done. And really giving the young guys a chance in the second half in that playoff push for Nashville, Mason.
He certainly did. That big turning point in Carolina was a stop on that, as we talked about in your broadcast there the other night.
Pass angled back against the grain, and it ends up back in the Nashville zone. That's Ethan Bear. Came over in a trade, picking it up. He moves it forward. Jameson Reese lost the puck, and Nashville moves ahead on the counter. Here's Tanner Jeannot, swinging out wide, looking to the front of the net, tried to center it, turned away by the Canes. Up the boards, Stephen Lawrence, and we called him for the entire season Lawrence, but there is something that we found out, Trace, that you have passed along to us.
Well, Willie, breaking story just this week, that Lawrence is the proper pronunciation, so if we're any kind of decent broadcasters, we'll have a seamless adjustment.
Guy made a nice impact on the team last year. Looks like he might even have a bigger role this year.
And he scored his first NHL goal in this building against the great Pecorino.
In the corner, Alex Carrier. Carrier is going to be playing a lot with Roman Josi, it looks like. Right there, he's with Matthias Ekholm. Ekholm dumps it into the corner. Chasing it is Duchesne. Duchesne, Johansson, Forsberg. They've been a force in the 2 games they've played together. This is the 3rd. So it looks like there's little doubt that they will start the season as a trio, Mace. And how they do is going to tell us a lot of the story.
Well, I think that's a good sign here for John Hines. He said, you know what, boys, you want it? All right, we're going to put you together. Matt Duchesne was juggling around the lineup. It's tough when you have to adjust. You're playing with different players all the time. So all 3 of these guys are going to be given every opportunity to have success playing together. And the Preds are definitely going to need them if they want to get some great offensive production and be competitive and make that playoff spot.
Pass stolen. Granlund made a move right to the net front and was denied on a nice save by Anderson. Granlund anticipating the play. Now Tolvanen gets the shot. That's ricocheted wide. Tolvanen picks it up again for a second chance. He'll hand it off to Dante Fabro for the wrist shot wide. Big bounce off the backboard. Drury looks ahead. Pass off target. It'll go onto the stick of Saros. Making sure the referee was alive. He had to duck under that one. Granlund lost it. Got stripped from behind by Drury. That ball pinballed out front. The shot swinging around, stopped by Saros, and the outlet pass to a tired Granlund. He's got to get off the ice. Nashville trying to buy time. The 3rd pair today. It's Dante Fabro and Big Ben Harper. And Mace, that's one we were looking at to see who's going to be that 6th defenseman.
Well, you have Matt Benning, you have Jeremy Davies, who had an excellent camp, all vying for that spot. It's going to be very interesting right here. But Ben Harper in the lineup tonight, I'm not sure if that's any indication of the opening night roster. He's definitely put himself in a position with his play last year in his training camp to earn that right here tonight.
Mark Vorvietsky in the mix as well. As speaking of defensemen, Alex Carrier's shot skated down by Anderson, kind of dragged that skate out there, got just another. Looks like it stuck under the pad for a second.
You see, Willie, how calm and cool Anderson is already. Mace and I were talking about it, just watching him in warm-up. That's going to be a welcome sight and a settling sight for the Hurricanes.
Lawrence weaves outside, pulls the trigger. Shot was tied up. Tried another one on the wraparound on the follow-up. Didn't get the proper angle. But you see the ranginess of Lawrence. Well, cleared. Here's Phil Myers. Didn't see him on Tuesday, but of course, an important pickup in the trade with Ryan Ellis. Let's take another look.
The full cage there. We'll take a look at Granlund's chance here earlier. Mikhail Granlund, big off-season signing. Didn't know for sure if he was coming back, but he's a heart and soul type of player. He doesn't have that off switch, but again, taking it to the net. There's 4 Hurricanes there protecting Anderson, but good chance there by Mikhail Granlund.
Yakov Trenin along with Colton Sissons and Tanner Jeannot. The shot from the blue line by Myers goes wide. Behind the net, cleared up the boards by Carolina. Cut off by the stick of Saros. Make it Sissons. Sissons knocked down to the ice. Puck fed back behind the net. That's big Eric Jelena, 6'4", veteran of a couple of teams. Pass stolen by Myers. Myers trying to wheel to the forehand. Had it stripped. Fast banks it around Yakov Trenin, waiting for Ekholm. Works it to the corner. Myers lost sight of it. Brendan Smith takes over. Centers in front. A point-blank stop. The rebound score. Saros made a great save in the blue ice, but did not know where the rebound was, and it's tucked in by Jordan Martinook.
Boys, what a pinch from the former Ranger and former Detroit Red Wing, Brendan Smith. He helps to create this play, coming way down low, right here, and then gets the puck to the front of the net. Good early save from Saros, but Martinook does not give up on the play. The 2 veterans that will play together, I would think, when the regular season starts, and Stepan and Jordan Martinook, they played together with the Coyotes. But I think the key part of that is that pinch from Brendan Smith.
So Carolina on the board first, much like Nashville jumped on Carolina on Tuesday night. Here's Forsberg trying to answer. Forsberg works his way to the center. Hands off Fabro. The shot goes wide after the outstretched arm of Anderson. Duchesne keeps it in. Got caught on the railing. Fabro pinches down. So Martinook gets the goal. Stepan with a great initial shot to create the rebound. Forsberg, a high pivot. Hangs onto the puck, now tried to kick it back to himself, and it's taken away by Bear.
That's an early theme here you can see. And another thing is Dante Fabro. Looks like he's going to start the season on the third pair. Played a lot with Matthias Ekholm, but aggressive. And he's an all-around kind of defenseman. Had some ups and downs, had some good parts last season. So as of now, it looks like he'll start on the third pair. This is a big game for him and a big start to the season. It looks like they're going to go with Philip Myers and Matthias Ekholm. Big defensive pair there, 6'3" and 6'5", respectively. And then Fabro, who I think last season at the second half anyway, when he came back from injury, played really strong. They want him to be a little more physical.
One of the big themes of the season. Can Alex Carrier build on the 19 games he played last year, plus the playoff series? He was excellent. Can Dante Fabro take a big step forward? And what can Myers bring to the table with his size? The right side of the D. Without Ryan Ellis. Big question mark. There's a rebound. It bounced back to Keane. Joey Keane didn't get much on the second shot. I think he was surprised it came back to him. Now to the middle. A good chance for Jarvis, and he missed the net. Seth Jarvis getting involved. He played an excellent game on Tuesday. All eyes on him, 19 years old. Play is offside. Play continues. Here's Jarvis again.
Well, you know, you can keep him, Willie, up to 10 games. Once he plays his 10th, he loses a year of his entry-level deal. And then if he were to play 40, when you think about unrestricted free agency down the road, he loses a year. But I think you keep him around for the first handful of games to see.
Centering pass to the backside, broken up by the reach of Myers. I think he got a stick on that. 10:48 to play in the opening period. Just getting started. It is Carolina on the board first.
PNC Bank believes that how you handle overdraft should be in your control, not just your bank's. That's why we created Low Cash Mode, the new financial watch-out that gives you multiple options and at least 24 hours of extra time to help avoid overdraft fees. Low Cash Mode, available with Virtual Wallet, gives you options and extra time to help avoid overdraft fees. Learn more at pnc.com/lowcashmode. PNC Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Carolina Hurricanes. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Sound Station and Security, now hiring for all positions including window tinters, car and home audio installers, mechanics, and sales. Great pay and flexible hours. Contact Sound Station and Security in Raleigh and Smithfield. Online at myhotsound.com.
My man, getting ready to party with the new rules?
You know I am. I can't wait to get to Sharky's.
What? No downtown?
Why would I go downtown when I can go to Sharky's? Sharky's has darts, pool, great whiskey, great beers, great food, great patio, at least 20 TVs. It's just a great, in fact, maybe the greatest neighborhood bar in the world.
Sharky's?
Sharky's. Oh, look, it's 5 o'clock. I gotta go.
Sharky's.
Correctamundo. See you there.
Yeah, you will.
Sharky's, the place to be.
Sharky's at the corner of Durley Road and Delta Lake Drive.
Family comes first at Green Horizon 1 hour.
You mean our Top Gun family?
Yeah, first. Hence the name. Top Gun.
Never get sent to the back of the line.
Like I said, family comes first.
Never wait for heating or air conditioning repair.
Green Horizon arrives within 24 hours of your call. Guaranteed.
If we're not on time, you don't pay it.
Be first in the Top Gun family.
Online at greenhorizon.com. You're going to keep flying in on my lines?
Hey, family comes first.
Ford Ice Center in Bellevue, and they're still wide awake. This is a good thing. Team Joey defeated Team Duchesne. Final score, 56-36. Where was the goaltending, guys?
Oh, my God. God, we weren't playing in that game, Tripper. Oh, my God. What's the goals against average on that? You split up the game. Oh, my goodness.
I guess if you play 8 hours, that's maybe the save percentage is still pretty good.
Well, if he has a count as how many games is that? It'd be enough. Five games? 5.5?
Well, there must have been a ton of power plays.
Nashville penalty, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Like we're about to see now, and to have that number of goals, there must have been a ton of power plays both ways.
Oh, man.
Well, speaking of power plays, Phil Myers in the box for the cross-checking, and as you guys discussed a lot on Tuesday, that's the point of emphasis. You're going to see this a lot this year.
Yeah, right there, and you can't extend out and hit with the stick. As we touched on your broadcast, you can have the hand, the glove, and the stick on and push off. but they're trying to take that out of the game for the players' safety. I think it's a great rule, and the referees have called that consistently. But the players have also done it, as we mentioned before, they've done a good job of adjusting as they usually do with those rule changes.
You know, Mace, it's going to make the players eventually, the sticks are going to be more on the ice, which is a good thing. It is going to avoid all sorts of other things that can be negative.
Kotkaniemi with a really nice pass. Another good opportunity for Jarvis. Save made by Saros. Jarvis has it back, feeds it out high. Now Jarvis will work the half wall. A backhand feed, cut off there by Janot, swept ahead. Janot barreling after it, and calmly Anderson waits for it to roll to him. So here's Tony DeAngelo. Of course, that's another guy that they have to replace, and Dougie Hamilton, who signed a big free agent contract with New Jersey. So DeAngelo is a skilled player, and he's got good power play skills. We'll get an opportunity to look at him this afternoon.
And Willie, one would think that with the emphasis on cross-checking, that the power plays for all 32 teams are going to be so important in the first couple months of the season, because you probably will have more than you'll have later in the season.
Nashville fans probably having some nightmares of that Carolina power play last year that was so deadly. A lot of the top weapons not dressed today, but that's a big part of their offense. Like in the corner, trying to work it free is Fabro. He's working with Ekholm. Fabro will fire it around. He just did have enough to get it past Keene.
Well, one thing I've noticed here early for the Preds, you saw Tanner Janot out there with Colton Sissons. Sissons usually first over the board on the penalty kill with the loss of Yarncroke. Arvidsson would kill occasionally. Eric Hall, they're going to need guys to replace them.
Carolina slips past the blue line. Step on firing, but a good save by Saros.
Mace, that's a routine save for UC Saros, but you were talking about how upright his collarbone is and his upper body for a smaller goaltender. Just look at it. What do you admire most about his upper body mechanically?
Well, he's just so technically sound. I always say he's the most technically sound goaltender in the National Hockey League, and it's because of his upper body positioning, and that allows him to control that rebound. Yes, routine save, but that thing bounces off him. It's a potential secondary chance, and he's so good at keeping pucks on his body like that.
Quick pass by Anderson, anticipated well by Carrier, taken by Forsberg. Forsberg snaps it, it's blocked by Smith. It comes out to Yossi. Penalty is over. A drive by Johansson. Blocker save.
And one of our game keys, getting out healthy. Smith, who helped to set up the first goal, he blocked that shot, gets to the Carolina bench, quite a bit of pain.
Nashville gets the kill. Here's Jelena. That one hit a skate. To the middle of the ice, Ben Harper working with Fabro now. Fabro hangs onto the puck. He'll enter the zone. Fabro behind the net for Forsberg. Forsberg slips past one man, hangs onto the puck. Now pivots to the forehand, trying to get loose last minute. It's taken away. Duchesne tries to support. Fabro kept it in momentarily. 12 minutes gone by in the first.
You talk about that blocking the shot there. Some guys, there's no off switch. They know it's a preseason game. Everybody wants to get out of this game healthy and before the real things start. But some guys just can't turn that off. They can't help themselves but eat a puck like that, no matter what the circumstance. So
Smith, the former Wisconsin Badger, is one of those guys. He has just gone to the Carolina dressing room, so we'll check and see if he returns.
Glass tried to feed Tomasino. Pass was off target. Icing was the call.
Boy, guys, I'm just so thrilled to be back in the home broadcast location. I think this is the first time that I've ever had this vantage point in Nashville. And way back in 1998, Nashville's first ever win. And the Preds didn't do the game on television, so we were able to call it from this spot. Boy, glad I don't have to watch how bad I was that night. Sorry to all the great Predator fans that
you got a memory
like this curfew the night before, and the Preds came up with a huge victory, their first ever franchise win.
Nashville with the puck behind the net with Luke Cunnin. Cunnin turns and shoots at the side of the cage, picked up by Granlund. Granlund drilled into the boards by Keene. On the cycle, Tolvin. Down the wall looking for Ekholm, cutting to the net. Granlund, a spinning shot, blocked. Myers has a man open. Tolvanen right in front for Cunnin. Great save by Anderson. Oh, what a great anticipatory play by Freddie Anderson. 6:54 to go in the first period. Best chance for the Predators this afternoon. 1-0 Carolina.
You love Zoom for video meetings? Now, choose Zoom to power your phone communications too. Zoom Phone works seamlessly within the Zoom app as your business phone system. Zoom Phone's secure HD audio and enterprise-grade reliability keep you connected to your teams and your customers. And it's easy to use on mobile, desktop, or desk phone. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Zoom. How the world connects.
Snooze, you lose. Need a little incentive to get out of bed? Come to McDonald's and get a fluffy folded egg, savory sausage, melty American cheese, all nestled in griddle cakes. It's a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles for just $2. Breakfast, it's on at McDonald's. Get it via drive-thru or curbside pickup with mobile order and pay. Price and participation may vary. Mobile order and pay available at participating McDonald's. McD app download and registration required.
Since being the first to make wiper blades over a century ago, Trico has protected drivers in any weather. We're always looking ahead, studying your specific driving conditions so you'll be ready for anything. Like, if it actually rains cats and dogs, you can handle every soggy Siamese and drenched Doberman. Your Trico wipers maintain maximum windshield contact for safe, clear driving visibility, whatever the weather. Trico, the future of wipers since 1917. Visit TricoCatsAndDogs.com.
Welcome back to Bridgestone Arena. I'm Shara Hammer down on the bench with the captain, Roman Josi. Roman, this is the final dress rehearsal before the season opens on Thursday. Is there anything specifically you're looking for in your game today before you guys open up on Thursday night?
No, I think just work on things that we talked about all training camp. We had a lot of good practices. We're trying to get our system down, and I think it's a great test for us.
Thanks, Roman.
Thank you.
Guys?
Shara Hammer back with access on the bench. Gotta love that. Couldn't do that last year. That's a good sign. Predators back on the offensive, trying to get this thing even after a tremendous save by Freddie Anderson.
Well, Mason and I were admiring it, the way that he read the play and the glove coming over perfectly layered on top of the half butterfly.
Yeah, it was a great job. I thought Philip Myers did a really good job up top and over to Tolvanen, who's a shooter. So as a goaltender, you're reading shot there, passes it to Cunnin. He came over and smothered the stick blade of Cunnin.
Penalty call coming up. This one will be on Carolina, so now we'll get a chance to see Nashville's power play.
What do you think the call is going to be?
Yeah,
maybe
I had to take a guess here. Two guesses, and the first one
Number
doesn't
42,
count.
Carolina, minor penalty, cross-checking.
Frederic Lacourier, who actually lives in Raleigh with the call.
Oh, okay. Well, he's not a homer.
Good guy, Frederic.
He's got to even it out.
And Mace is a long-time NHLer. It's going to be left side of your screen. All you want is consistency. And you're going to want to allow players to continue to battle, of course. But you just want consistency at both ends, and we've seen both cross-checks have been in a similar spot both ends.
Yep.
Nashville got a power play goal in the second period in Raleigh on Tuesday with this unit. Josi will quarterback it. Duchesne, Johansson, Forsberg with Nick Cousins. He'll play the net front.
And Trennan in Carolina was right in the front of the net, so we'll see.
Correct.
Cousins will be in addition. He saw some power play time last season.
That is the one difference. You're right, Mace. It was Trennan.
But again, this is the first time that the whole lineup's been together, so every game you're going to get different configurations in the power play. So this is really our first look at what they might do to start the season on their special teams.
So Lajoie in the penalty box. Forsberg able to get it set up to Josi. Cousins gets it back to the captain. He'll swing it near side. Forsberg bangs away, hit a skate. It's picked up and cleared by Keane.
That was cool from Kara talking to Roman as he's going back to get this puck during the break. I had just gotten a message from his father-in-law who's in a suite because he is going to adjourn after this game to go check out the Rolling Stones here in Nashville tonight.
Didn't get a chance to see him. Apparently he might be coming up to the booth to say hello.
He is, I think, with Roman's son, Luca.
You've been telling me all about this guy, Trip. I can't wait to meet him in person.
Oh, he's a beautician. Drew Ottaway.
34 seconds to go in the Nashville power play. Carolina struck first. Jordan Martinook with the goal. Mason able to find Lawrence. Lawrence skating 1-on-3. Tries to make the move. on the forward Tolvanen, who's got to do his best impersonation of a defenseman. Glass tripped up, and he draws a penalty, and now with 15 seconds to go, let's see if Cunnin keeps it going. Saros to the bench. Nashville trying to figure out what to do here. The time is ticking down on the first penalty. Granlund will attack, looking for a lane. So it's a 6-on-4 with the extra skater. Cunnin is open, and that one is blocked. Off the shin pad. Nashville will go on another power play when we come back. 4:15 to go in the first.
With Advance Auto Parts, you can get the part you need from the comfort of your garage. We have a wide variety of parts in stock, and you can get them fast. Order online with Advance Same Day and get your part with same-day pickup in-store, same-day curbside, or same-day delivery. It's the fastest way to get the part you need, where you need it, when you need it. Advance your auto at Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. See store for details.
Spectrum Paint. We're your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. We're your store for quality, with brilliant and durable paints in a variety of sheens and thousands of colors. We're your store for service, with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. We're your local experts, and we're here to help you with all your painting projects. Spectrum Paint, official paint store of the Carolina Hurricanes. Visit SpectrumPaint.com for all 5 Triangle locations.
Hey, Caniacs, this is Mike Maniscalco. This season, Vector Security is giving away a free home security system for life to one new customer every Friday. So if you're going to the game, watch for the Vector Security logo on the video boards throughout the arena and enter to win. Or you can enter anytime by visiting Vector Security on Facebook. As the official security partner of the Carolina Hurricanes, Vector Security wants to help you defend your house for life.
Welcome back, folks. Let's take a look here. We have Jesper Fast in the penalty box. Watch on the right side of your screen here. It's going to come right at the end. It's not Lawrence. Fast comes in there and just taps the skates of Cody Glass. He goes down 2 minutes. And Glass helped sell that one a little bit, but he gets the call there. So the Preds, another 5-on-4.
So Lajoie came out of the box. Fast goes in the box. So 5-on-4 for 2 more minutes. But filtered to the line, stays on the line. No, it went over. They are going to call offside.
One thing we were talking about, Trip. Sorry, we're just...
Mason and I were thinking about it. Right as that penalty happened, the trip to Jesper Fast, looked like Phil Forsberg was trying to do it. You give the puck to Carolina knowing you're getting an attacking zone power play face-off. You win the draw, you have 15 seconds of a 5-on-3.
Yeah, I thought Forsberg was trying to do that in the neutral zone, and the puck just hopped over one of the sticks there, but I agree with you on that one, Tripper.
Forsberg will enter the zone. He'll bank it to Josi. Josi works middle. Now back near side Forsberg. The wrister just wide. Rebound collected by Cousins. Johansson at the net front now. Forsberg tried to move it around Smith. Smith got a piece of it, and Martinook clears.
Love to see here, too, with Cousins on the left side. That was Tolvanen's spot last year on this power play. Forsberg on the right. He did such a good job. You have those shooting threats on their offside on the power play configuration. Phil Forsberg, a shooting threat. He often sold the shot and elected to go through the box over to Tolvanen. And he's got that great offhand release, so it'll be interesting to see if Cousins can kind of pick that up on that side as well.
Good to see Brendan Smith back for Carolina after blocking that shot. Does the puck ever explode off of Tolvanen's stick?
He's got a release. He turned into a nice player, and defensively, he's got a little grit in his game, which was a nice surprise for us. We hadn't seen a ton of that until last season when he had an opportunity to be a full-time player.
Carrier, a burst of speed, nice skating to bring it all the way down low. Nashville trying to get set up with their second unit, Cody Glass. Works it to the middle, got through everybody. Carrier trying to rescue the puck. He's got it in the corner. Carrier skating all over the place. Tomasino on this unit. Here's Tolvanen. Now Glass, top of the circle, works it to the far side. Pass just off target. One-timer Tolvanen just wide. Clearing attempt, knocked down. Granlund battling to keep it in. And it skips over the stick of Carrier.
Well, there you see Tolvanen. It looks like this season they're going to give him more of an opportunity to maybe to use his one-timer instead of that off-wing shot that he was so successful with last year. But he does have a heck of a shot, and that one didn't look like a lot. Almost went in.
So Nashville goes 0 for 2 on the back-to-back power plays. Carolina with the shot edge, 9-3. Here's a steal by Sissons. Trying to get the shot through. It's blocked by Smith. Carolina just blocking everything. Here's another shot. That by Trennan, kicked aside by Anderson. Fabro enters it right back in. There, sweeps it over to his forehand, finding Brendan Smith. Smith's going to have to get the ice bags out. He has blocked a bunch. Now here's Jarvis, taken out by Harper. No penalty call. Had it, lost it. Jarvis got it back. Jonah, his shot, redirected to the far post. Trying to tuck it in there was Ryan Suzuki, and he couldn't quite get it. Fabro tied him up just enough. Now another penalty call coming up on the Hurricanes. Jeannot is able to draw this one. So Nashville was in bad shape, and now they get bailed out with an offensive zone penalty.
It's going to be Jesperi Kokaniemi that takes the offensive zone.
Number 82, Carolina. Minor penalty. Tripping.
One of the things that Carolina fans and Rob Brindamore specifically would look for the player that was drafted just after Andrei Svechnikov with Montreal is learning to become a more complete player. You just returned to even strength. He forced a puck to the middle in his own end. And that's a hard-working play. But I think Rod will play him at times with Jordan Staal just to try to emphasize he's playing wing, not center. Less responsibility, guys, but learning the complete nature of the game.
Big storyline in the offseason. Of course, Carolina fans know very well because there was certainly some interesting showmanship with the offer sheet.
Some Johnny Entourage drama. I believe in his upside, I'll tell you that, man.
Here comes Brewery, making a spin move, looking for Jesper Fox. Couldn't execute the 2-on-1, a promising shorthanded chance. So the Predators, everybody knows, a big storyline, trying to get more production from the power play. It's been a mystery the last couple of seasons. Can't quite find the right formula. This is their third straight chance here in the first period.
Well, they've had some opportunities here, and they've had some zone time, but not a lot of pucks getting through, and you got to credit Carolina. Oh, here we go, Big Bill.
Yossi keeps the puck. Works it back to Forsberg. Less than a minute to go in the period. Loose puck. Popped up in the air to the corner. Chasing it is Luke Cunningham. Glass trying to find it. Cody Glass, this is one of his specialties, is power play. And we'll see if he can bring something to the table. That's one of the things he did very well in Vegas, even though he struggled in some other areas.
Yeah, you have to, and it's tough. A lot of times fans and even us up here don't take into consideration the adjustment that players have when they come to a new team, finding your spot in the locker room. Well, who are you going to play with? Are you going to be on the power play? But Cody Glass, that's an important player for this team. We don't exactly know what he's going to bring to the table, but he's a great pedigree. He's 6th overall pick a couple years back for Vegas. He's brought in here. He's going to get him another chance. Here we go.
Good to see the edge, isn't there, guys? I mean, I'm watching the game last night in Alberta. It was the Jets and the Flames, and former Hurricanes coach Paul Maurice called it a no-hitter. So you wonder what these final tune-ups are going to look like. Big Bill, you're heading down to Atlanta to watch your son Mahoney play in baseball, and he's a pitcher. Hopefully he throws a no-hitter, but this thing hasn't been a no-hitter so far.
Well, Luke Cunningham, and this is a big part of his game, and we saw a lot of the nasty Luke Cunningham in the second half of the season. Looks like we're going to go into the neutral zone, and that's what John Hines wants from these guys. He wants some grit. He wants these guys to play hard, be hard to play against, and without that physicality and that nastiness, it's tough to call yourself a team like that. But they've got a lot of guys that have proven they can play that way.
So that will do it for the first period. 36 seconds on Kokaniemi's penalty will carry over. Nashville 0 for 2 on the power play. They didn't get a shot through on the power play. A number of shots blocked. So the unofficial shot tally at the end of 20, 9-3 in favor of Carolina. It's a 1-0 hockey game at the end of one. We'll be back with our intermission coverage. We'll have some player reaction from down in the locker room. It's Hispanic Heritage Day, so we'll give you some of that theme. 20 minutes in the books. Jordan Martinook's goal, standing up so far.
PGA Tour champions return to Prestonwood Country Club October 15th through 17th. See Ernie Els defend his SAS championship title against legends like Monty, Longer, and Daly. Enjoy activities for the whole family. Food Truck Friday, presented by Amico Breeze Through, the 5K, Mellow Mushroom Chill Club, and much more. Gate sponsorship brought to you by Blue Cross NC Medicare. You're better with Blue. Get all details and purchase your tickets today at SaskChampionship.com. SAS Championship proceeds benefit the YMCA of the Triangle.
What makes Culver's Butterburger one of America's best-loved burgers? I could go on for hours, but all you really need to know is this. Our fresh, never-frozen beef is made from the highest quality cuts for richness and flavor. We press that beef into a very hot grill after you order, and that's how we get that nice caramelized edge. Then we lightly butter and toast the bun for that extra bit of goodness.
That's what makes it a Culver's Butterburger. Let us craft one for you today. Welcome to Delicious.
Say you had the greatest job in the world, which everyone knows is crafting pumpkin fresh frozen custard desserts at Culver's. Here would be your typical day. Pour farm fresh dairy into the custard maker and run continuously all day. Add real pumpkin puree and pumpkin pie spice, then craft our pumpkin spice shake or salted caramel pumpkin concrete mixer. Yum! Serve with a great big pumpkin lovin' smile.
Just like that, pumpkin's back at Culver's, but not for long. Welcome to Delicious.
First Intermission brought to you by PNC Bank. Alec Campbell back with you here inside our network studios, where the Carolina Hurricanes have taken a 1-0 lead over the Nashville Predators after one period of play. It's preseason game number 4. Jordan Martinook picks up his second goal of the preseason, a good pinch and a centering feed from C.J. Smith from below the goal line. Derek Stepan had a try, and then Jordan Martinook was able to clean up the rebound. Overall, I'd call it a good, not great period for Carolina, especially considering they scored a goal. They have a lead going into intermission. They were good suppressing chances for Nashville, keeping pucks from getting to the net. I think they had 4 blocks in the period, but they took 3 penalties in the period as well. So far, they have killed the first 2, but Nashville is going to have about 37 seconds left on a Jesperi Kotkaniemi tripping penalty when they get back on fresh ice. So the Hurricanes score a goal. Freddie Anderson came up with at least one really good save. Carolina had the edge in shots on goal and chances in the period. They did have one power play as well. And they lead at 1-0 after 20 minutes of play. We'll get you the highlights from the first period. We've got an interview with Seth Jarvis that we will hear in just a little bit. First period stats, full NHL scoreboard, all coming your way as well. But we'll break, and we'll be back with the first period highlights next.
As the official bank of the Carolina Hurricanes, PNC Bank celebrates those who are taking steps every day to make our community a better place to live. Our focus on giving back is part of an ongoing commitment to customers, employees, and the communities we serve. Visit pnc.com/about us to learn more. PNC Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Carolina Hurricanes. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Alec Campbell back here inside our network studios where the Carolina Hurricanes have a 1-0 lead over the Nashville Predators after one period of play. It's the first intermission brought to you by PNC Bank, and it's time to bring you the first period highlights brought to you by Spectrum Paint. Canes on the board first at 6:50 of the first period. C.J. Smith pinching below the goal line, centering for Derek Stepan. His try, no. Martinook on the follow, yes, and the Hurricanes led 1-0.
Smith takes over, centers in front, a point-blank stop, rebound score. Saros made a great save in the blue ice, but did not know where the rebound was, and it's tucked in by Jordan Martineau.
C.J. Smith spending the majority of his professional career in the minor leagues, but he has been good for Carolina throughout the preseason. It's the second goal of the preseason for Jordan Martinook. Stepan gets credited with an assist as well there. Not much doing for Nashville on the offensive side, but Luke Cunnin had a chance on the back door after a great feed, but Freddie Anderson pushing right to left, able to get over and rob Cunnin to keep the Hurricanes 1-0 lead.
Granlund, a spinning shot blocked. Myers has a man open. Tobin right in front for Cunnin. Great save by Anderson. Oh, what a great anticipatory play by Freddie Anderson.
The biggest save of the period for Freddie Anderson, who wasn't tested a whole lot. 3 shots on goal for Nashville, and Freddie stopped them all. Those are the highlights for period number 1. It all adds up to a 1-0 lead for Carolina over the Nashville Predators after 20 minutes. We'll hear from a young Hurricane prospect, Seth Jarvis, next.
So the dream was to build your very own law practice. Be your own boss, call all the shots. But have things like billing, HR, timekeeping, and all the other management stuff turned your dream into a nightmare? Take charge of your practice with Lexicon. We're the intersection of practice management software and legal support services for your firm. You'll get more billable and livable hours back. Lexicon marks the spot for all your practice management needs. Visit lexiconservices.com/intersection to get the whole story or schedule a demo.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
And don't you just love the smell of old books?
This is a library.
Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I don't think we carry that, but check nonfiction.
He really does devour literature.
Please leave.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Alec Campbell back with you here inside our network studios. The first intermission brought to you by PNC Bank. The Hurricanes with a 1-0 lead over the Nashville Predators after 20 minutes. It's the 4th preseason game of the year. And we're getting to see a lot of new guys, a lot of young Hurricane prospects. Jack Drury, Jameson Reese, all in the lineup today. But Seth Jarvis has really flashed for Carolina. He's had 8 shots on goal in the 2 previous preseason games that he has played so far. And our own Dennis Cox was able to catch up with Seth Jarvis after practice a couple of days ago, and they started their conversation talking about the opportunity and getting to play around a bunch of NHL players now.
Ever since we kind of went to a rookie camp in Tampa and did that was awesome. And then coming back here and kind of being around more of the team, more of the older guys, it's been awesome for me. I've been lucky enough to skate with them for a couple of days now, so it's been sweet just hanging around them and seeing how they operate. And I definitely picked up some things, especially off the ice, just kind of how to live life as a pro. So the stuff I'm learning right now is really valuable, and especially at a young age, I think it's going to be super big for me to make the step.
Who of the veterans have reached out to you or talked to you most, or you've learned from most?
Yeah, a lot of them. I think obviously on the ice I'm kind of looking at like Aho, Sveshnikov, and Natchez, just because I like the way they play. They play fast, play skilled, and I think those are the guys that can really take parts of their game and implement them into mine. But off the ice, you look at Stahl. He's a great leader, and everything he does is really professional. So there's a lot of guys that you can pick any guy in that room and look around and take stuff from them.
So this being again your first real training camp, what have you realized that you need to work on most in order to get to this level on a full-time basis?
Yeah, just like Roddy's told me, it's just my defensive play, work away from the puck. I think I've been able to kind of play my game with the puck and do what I've been able to do, but away from the puck is just having more responsibility in the D zone, knowing what I need to do, and putting more focus into that part of my game.
So you play both center and wing. You have a preference?
No, I love both, yeah.
What's the hardest transition going from inside to the wing?
I think just remembering when you're when you're playing center, you obviously have more defensive responsibility. So just remembering what it's like playing low and that aspect of it. Because when you're on the wing, your guy is basically just the D-man. When you're low, it could be any three of the forwards. So it's a little bit tough when you're making the change back and forth, but it's nothing too bad.
You feeling confident going against basically a full NHL lineup tonight and playing basically with a full NHL lineup tonight? Feeling confident?
Oh, yeah, I'm super excited. I think we have a great team here. They have a great team there, so it'll be a fun game. But, yeah, I'm excited to get out there and see what it's about.
All right, so there is Carolina Hurricanes prospect Seth Jarvis. Again, he has flashed in the couple of games that he has played so far in the preseason this year, but he's in a very precarious scenario, considering he's only 19 years old. If he does not make the Hurricanes roster, then he has to go back to his junior team instead of going to the American Hockey League, because you got to be 20 years old to play in the American Hockey League. So it's a little bit of a weird scenario because they send him back to the junior league, and he's probably not going to get much better. Like, I don't think that's going to do him much good. He's going to be better off playing against better competition, but the way the situation is and the way the Hurricanes team is, there's really not a whole lot of room for another player unless they carry extra scratches and things like that. But I do think they can utilize a rule that will allow him to stick around for 9 games of the regular season just to give him a few more looks and see maybe if he does kind of knock someone out of their position. So we'll see how that all shakes out. I would really want him to play against better competition at this point, but the rules is the rules, I suppose. But we'll see how it all happens with Seth Jarvis. He's been very good for Carolina at just 19 years of age. Carolina Hurricanes season ticket memberships start as low as $20 per game and include the lowest ticket rates, exclusive access, and benefits reserved only for season ticket members. To learn more about becoming a full season 22-game or 11-game Flex Plan member today, visit hurricanes.com/season tickets. We'll take a check of an NHL scoreboard, and we'll bring you the first period stats. That's after this from your local stations on the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
In the time before AT&T Fiber Internet.
What are you doing in me dungeon?
It's the only place where the bloody Wi-Fi works.
Oh, and you don't mind the spiders?
Spiders? What spiders? Oh no, they're everywhere! Oh!
In the time after AT&T Fiber Internet.
It's nice having fast, reliable Wi-Fi in the whole house. For sure.
The dawn of a better internet era with AT&T Fiber.
Limited availability in select areas. Check eligibility at att.com/getfiber. AT&T Smart Wi-Fi extenders may be required. Sold separately. Restrictions apply.
Man, how can you afford gas for that big SUV? I pay less for gas than everyone else. I got the free Get Upside Gas app and get up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas. Hold on. You're getting up to 25 cents off a gallon with the free Get Upside Gas app while I'm paying full price?
You know it. People earned over $1 million last year. You just got to take a picture of your gas receipt and bam, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back.
You don't have to tell me twice. I'm downloading the free Get Upside Gas app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code GO for a 25-cent a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next tank. Just download the free Get Upside app at the App Store or Google Play and use promo code GO. Save money on gas on every fill-up. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code GO. That's G-O. Visit getupside.com for terms.
Alec Campbell back with you here inside our network studios. The Carolina Hurricanes currently with a 1-0 lead over the Nashville Predators through one period of play. Download the official Hurricanes mobile app today to be the first to receive breaking news, ticket offers, video highlights, merchandise offerings, and more. Download the NHL app in your mobile device's app store and select the Hurricanes as your favorite team to begin enjoying all of the benefits in becoming a Hurricanes mobile app subscriber. Let's take a look at some of the numbers through one period of play. Shots on goal favor the Canes at 9-3. Hits go Nashville's way at 5-3. Nashville has been dominant in the faceoff circle. 11 wins to just 4 for Carolina. Nashville winning faceoffs at a 73% clip. Canes now 0-for-1 on the power play. Nashville is 0-for-2, and as we mentioned, they will have 37 seconds remaining on a power play when they return in the second period. Carolina Hurricanes individual game tickets on sale now. Join the loudest house in the NHL by visiting hurricanes.com/tickets to select the individual games that work within your schedule. Cheer on the Canes at PNC Arena as they pursue their 4th straight Stanley Cup playoffs appearance. That's hurricanes.com/tickets. Taking a look at the scoreboard. One other game in action right now. Sabres on top of the Red Wings 2-1, 16:27 to go in the third period. So the Hurricanes find themselves up 1-0. After 20 minutes of play, it was Jordan Martinook who potted his second goal of the preseason. Brendan Smith pinching down low below the goal line, centering for Derek Stepan. His chance, no. Martinook picking up the rebound to give the Carolina Hurricanes a 1-0 lead. That's where we stand through one period of play. The Hurricanes with 37 seconds of a power play to kill, and we'll hear it when we return for second period action next.
Hey, Caniacs, this is Mike Maniscalco. This season, Vector Security is giving away a free home security system for life to one new customer every Friday. So if you're going to the game, watch for the Vector Security logo on the video boards throughout the arena and enter to win. Or you can enter anytime by visiting Vector Security on Facebook. As the official security partner of the Carolina Hurricanes, Vector Security wants to help you defend your house for life.
Have you ever caught a t-shirt that fell from the rafters at PNC or shot out of Stormy Air Cannon? Hurricanes alum Shane Willis here, and I know that it is always a big part of every Hurricanes home game, and it's all thanks to Raleigh Screen Print, a family-owned and operated business that will beat any online website price for bulk orders. That's right, unbeatable prices and designs on your everyday t-shirt or high-performance sporting apparel. Raleigh Screen Print has exactly what you need. To see all they can provide and get your unbeatable price quote, visit RaleighScreenPrint.com today.
Hey Hurricanes fans, no matter how you celebrate game day, it's all about the food. And Harris Teeter has everything you need. Delicious subs and wraps, fresh hot store-made pizza, all sizes of party platters or ready-to-serve wing trays, just to name a few. Plus, with Harris Teeter fuel points, you can earn free fuel with every purchase you make, up to $1 off per gallon. Stop at your Harris Teeter for great savings on all your game day needs, or download the HT app to order ahead. Harris Teeter, where Hurricanes fans shop for groceries.
1-0 Carolina as we get set to play the second period. Willie Donick, Trip Tracy, and Chris Mason here with you upstairs. The Predators will have 35 seconds left in a third power play. And Trip, that was probably a big story. 2 consecutive power plays for Nashville. No shots on goal. The third one in progress.
Yeah, it's a pretty aggressive penalty killing, and get to that in a second, but for the great high-definition viewers, I mean, the most stylish color analysts in the league, can you tell that this... Yeah, you can tell that's camo.
I'm trying to compensate, though. You still have the flow going there.
ZZ Top Mason, but, I mean, I've always aspired to go to San Diego and become a Navy SEAL. I'd like to take that blazer with me.
You get booted out, but back to the power play, I think the Preds, they got to find a way to get pucks through. You mentioned Carolina looks mid-season form in their penalty kill. They're doing a good job in the middle of the ice, not getting pucks across, blocking shots. Preds need to simplify. You heard Cody Glass there as well. They're still ironing out the kinks.
Predators had 10 shots that they were either block or miss the net, only 3 on goal. As we begin play in the second period, chance for one more rush. Yossi will bring it ahead. Jordan Martinook out there on the penalty kill. He has the 1 goal in this game so far. Forsberg skates to the middle. Soft pass. Bumpered back out. Duchesne has an open Yossi. He scores! The first shot on goal for the Nashville power play. Hits the back of the net. It's the captain, Roman Yossi. We're tied.
Well, as a matter of fact, I was talking to our boy, Hal Gill. Skillsy in the intermission. This is exactly what we were talking about. Get the puck, find a lane, and put it on net. Nice little play right here. Look at that. Over to Roman Yossi. What does he do? He shoots through a screen there. And I don't think Frederik Andersen saw that all the way in. But a nice play up top. And look at Yossi. Head up. I think he was impacted there by Ethan Bear. And he just puts it short side over the shoulder. You got to get the elevation on there. Pinpoint accuracy by Roman Yossi.
Mace, what a job by Cousins coming over and supporting the puck before he gets it to Duchesne. Duchesne puts it right on the tape, and Yossi on his natural side. I just love the work there. to keep his feet moving and support the puck from Cousins.
That is our Hermitage, the Design Center. First goal of the game. So Nashville, they went in and looked at some video of that power play in the first period, and they were determined to change the script. And they get off to a good start here in the second period. Now it's Carolina trying to counter. The shot from the wing is gloved down by Saros. Chip, I want to ask you about the gold pads of UC Saros, the fashion report. What do you think?
Well, I think they're obviously Nashville Predators stylish, but what I think about is how much pads have changed. I mean, you look, there's no curvature. I mean, for a goaltender, it's a totally different feel. Mace, when you play...
Oh, I used to jam them under the bench and get the
to break them in.
As possible.
I mean, this would be a big adjustment for the old-school goaltenders because it is a totally different, Willie, pad formation. It truly is.
Have you picked any of those up? They're so light now and such dense material. They're well protected, but I guess technology, you find a way to make them lighter and stronger. It's incredible.
I had a sports car several years ago, and I used to skate with the team, and Cam Ward didn't skate one day, and he asked me if I'd be willing to skate. I said, well, I can't fit my hockey equipment in the pads in the sports car, so I wore his. Once I got down on the ice with those straight pads, I couldn't get back up.
It's a different feel. Completely different feel.
Utterly different.
You're like an alien in those things.
Alf. Myers lost the handle. Nashville recovers. Ekholm looks up ice. This one hit a couple of sticks. Ends up going off the stick of Jelinek. It's a race for the puck. Sissons will challenge. Here comes Brennan throwing a shoulder in. Carolina breaks out. D'Angelo activating from the blue line. Drops it off Lawrence. And he is drilled from behind as he lost the puck. Now Trennan. Up the wing, he drops it off. Well anticipated by Nason. Nason chips it ahead, 2-on-1. Nason across. It's blocked there by Phil Myers. Coming back out, Nason again. Stephon Nason, a backhander. That's blocked as well. That time it was Janot.
Well, great block there. A little bit of a risky play there by Ekholm stepping up in the neutral zone, but Myers does the Hal Gill long body, nice block, but UC Saros digs in that right edge, is able to stop himself from sliding all the way across and gets a pad on it. His reaction time is second to none.
Reese can't keep it in. Nashville able to move it ahead. Chased back down by Carolina. Reese back on his skates, tips it ahead. Here's Josh Levo. Levo turning the corner with speed. Pivots, his backhand pass, intercepted by Phil Tomasino. Tomasino gets the pass from Cousins. Tomasino jams on the brakes, keeps control. Tried to center it for Cousins. Well positioned. Levo dumps it in. C.J. Smith down there. Fabro tried to get around Smith. We have C.J. Smith and Brendan Smith. Nashville dumps it in. Jelinek using that big 6'4 frame. Cousins digging in low, trying to pry it loose, and does. Here's Johansson taking over. Looks back door. Pass taken by Cousins. I think the pass was intended for Fabro in the back door. And instead, Cousins took it.
And there's Frederick Anderson. I'm sure you're admiring the calmness in his game. No panic in him. Be a different situation too. He gets out of that Toronto market as well, which is, from what I've heard, a nightmare for the players and goaltenders.
I think Carolina will play with structure that will be an advantage for Frederick Anderson as well.
Puck turned over, right in front. Stepan looking for the loose puck. Wrestling with it with Saros. Nashville survives. Almost turned it over in a bad spot. Looped in. Ethan Bear traded straight up for Warren Fogle. And a swap with the Oilers. The retooling of an outstanding roster with Carolina. Of course, Carolina back in the Eastern Conference, and they'll have a very balanced division. And Anderson, of course, is used to the action in the East.
Well, you're only a sizable goaltender if you use your size advantageously. Come on, look at one of the great goaltenders in the history of the game, whose number I'm sure will go up here in this building at some point this season, Pekka Rinne. That's what I like about Anderson. He uses his size to his advantage.
Coming out of the pile, everybody was down on the ice. It goes back in deep, picked up by Drury. Jack Drury had it stolen, taken by Kotkaniemi, hits the man at the point, Smith. Shot goes wide. Kotkaniemi tries to sweep it off the back of the cage, bounces up in the air, controlled by Forsberg. 4 minutes, 20 seconds gone by here in the second. Nashville, the early power play goal to tie it up. Roman Yossi from Matt Duchene. Nashville looks for the stretch pass. Popped up in the air. Granlund has it. Granlund shoots right off the mask of Anderson. Jarvis gets pummeled. Hangs on, though. It still is in the play. Drury will look for him at the net front. Instead, it's Ethan Bear sending it wide. Another shot from the point. Handled easily by Sarles. Hustling forward Harper. Trying to stay physical in a battle with Drury.
He's got an edge, Jack Drury. You know, Willie Mace's dad, Ted, an NHL player, was actually my captain in college. And he plays with an edge. I love the edge in the first 25 minutes of this game so far.
Well, it's interesting. I think, last year, being in the same division, the playoff series, I think these two clubs have developed a little bit of a rivalry. I know we had some bad blood. We had to shake it out during the broadcast in Carolina from that season last year in the playoffs, but you can see here on the ice as well, it's carried over.
They are certainly very familiar with one another, and they will play early in the season here again.
A week from tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And that's got to be in the back of their minds as well. I know Carolina doesn't have a lot of their guys in here, but they get in the neutral zone there.
Wow, Carrier went flying right at the red line. Here's another hit at the red line. This one taken by Yossi. Yossi swings it across. Can't pull the trigger. Opportunity, but Cousins couldn't handle the pass cleanly. And this one kicks back over. Now some room to operate for Trennan. Trennan moving ahead. Trennan, he scores! The Trennan train had an extra gear. It's 2-1 Nashville.
Well, Yakov Trennan, he plays on the herd line. He's got a lot of physicality in his game, but the kid has a lot of skill. And watch when he gets the puck. Watch the separation. He takes a look. He sees Jelena. He takes 2 hard strides, gets that separation, long reach, and this is what you want to do. Open up the goaltender there. He gets Anderson to bite, opens up that 5-hole, and just guides it right in here with the deception that he was going to go all the way across, but that's the skill that he has. He was drafted as a goal scorer, and he's really retooled his game to what this team and organization needs. Great goal there by Yakov Trennan.
Yakov Trennan looked like he was even with Jelena in the race, and he just blew by him. I didn't think that was going to be a clean breakaway, but he ended up a stride or two ahead.
He got the puck. He took a quick glance to his right, saw Jelena was coming, and he took 2 hard strides and got body position.
He looked like the Trans-Siberian Express with that acceleration. And, that's a couple of second periods this week. It was his net front you mentioned earlier on the power play goal that Duchene scored Tuesday in Raleigh. I'm a big Trennan fan. Remember, right when the Preds turned their season around that 8-game road trip, second game was in Raleigh, and I'm like, who is this Trennan? Well, he played very well in the playoffs, too.
Yeah, and he's a student of the game. John Hines tells a good story about Yakov Trennan. He wasn't a regular at the beginning, but he was in and out of the lineup, and he came to him with a notebook, and Hines says, what's this all about? And Trennan asked him, I need 5 things I can do better to get in this lineup. He wrote them down, and he said from then on, the kid was a beast in practice, working on his game every single day, and he's a main staple in this lineup now.
Kept in. Step on, odd angle, couldn't get leverage for the shot. That one blocked, and here comes Forsberg. Forsberg. The wrist shot, score! Number 9 getting involved. A wicked wrist shot. 3 goals in the first 7.5 minutes of period 2.
Well, again, good exit here. A little trouble by Bear. He tries to get that shot through. He should have maybe put it back in the corner, but Philip Forsberg, with good body position, blocks it, then takes off, and he changes the angle around that outstretched stick, and that pulls Anderson a little bit to his right, and the key to this is you got to go right inside the post or right over the pad, and Philip Forsberg does exactly that, makes a perfect shot on a great block starting in the defensive zone.
And he releases it off the toe to get it up. Yeah. It's like a wedge in golf that allows the elevation to happen naturally. Boy, you won't see a better example, Mace, of managing the puck just inside the blue line. A big part of first the Trennan and now Forsberg goal.
Now Drury trying to answer back, looking for Jarvis on the back door. Stuck behind the net. Anticipating contact was Carrier. Got the outlet pass, and now more transition for Nashville. Yossi for Tolvanen, looking in front. Deflected last minute. Nashville crashing the net. This one stays in. Kotkaniemi wrestling, and this is going to be a penalty on Luke Cunnin. Cunnin got tangled with Kotkaniemi, and Cunnin will go to the box. Nashville has scored 3 here in the second period. Trennan and Forsberg at even strength after Yossi's power play goal.
As the official bank of the Carolina Hurricanes, PNC Bank celebrates those who are taking steps every day to make our community a better place to live. Our focus on giving back is part of an ongoing commitment to customers, employees, and the communities we serve. Visit pnc.com/about us to learn more. PNC Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Carolina Hurricanes. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Get the official NHL app to watch, read, and listen to all the Ds.
All I can say is absolutely wow.
All the sauce. All the saves. All the hits. All the snaps. All the sellies.
Unbelievable!
All the hockey. If it's hockey, it's here. Listen to every NHL game for free, now with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Download the official NHL app now.
Have you ever caught a t-shirt that fell from the rafters at PNC or shot out of Stormy's air cannon? Hurricanes alum Shane Willis here, and I know that it is always a big part of every Hurricanes home game, and it's all thanks to Raleigh Screen Print, a family-owned and operated business that will beat any online website price for bulk orders. That's right, unbeatable prices and designs on your everyday t-shirt or high-performance sporting apparel. Raleigh Screen Print has exactly what you need. To see all they can provide and get your unbeatable price quote, visit RaleighScreenPrint.com today.
Luke Cunnin in the box here for the Preds. Interference call on Kotkaniemi. You'll see right here, the puck's going to come top of your screen right there. A little too much. You're entitled to your ice. You can't make contact or impede the opposition player from getting to the puck like that. A little too much there for Cunnin. Carolina gets their opportunity now on the power play.
Still marveling at that Forsberg release. If you saw it on the toe as a goalie, Mace, would you know that it's going to be upper half of the net?
You know, my last season here in Nashville, I had the opportunity to play with Phil Forsberg and see a lot of that shot exactly in practice. He's just got to release. All the good players have some sort of deception on the release, and it's the way, it's the velocity and that elevation that those kind of players can get with given that opportunity. And Forsberg's one of those guys. It's hard to read the puck off his stick.
Nashville able to clear off the initial face-off. It reminds me of the story that James Neal told me his first year with the Predators, and congratulations to James Neal. He has made the roster and signed with the St. Louis Blues, so we'll be getting very familiar with him again. But he's a great shooter, but he said when he got into the league, he realized right away that just shooting regular on the goals, he said, you've got to come up with some deception or you'll never score, no matter how hard you can shoot the puck. Broken stick on the ice, belonging to Sissons. Nashville trying to survive. Here's Jarvis pulling the trigger. Save made by Saros.
What does he do, Forsberg, with his eyes? And talk about the stick. What does he do with his eyes when he shoots?
Well, it's very rare that guys use their eyes to give you that tell of where they're shooting. They do it when they pass. It's all about, even with the defenders, you have to have some sort of deception before you pass the puck in tight or before you shoot the puck. But it's body fakes, it's body positioning. You're not looking at the spot that you want to shoot, and the good players can execute. A lot of guys can do it, but you have to hit your spot. So he's giving you bad information as a goaltender, and you have to decipher what is he going to do with his body language, and it's easier said than done.
Saros did a nice job tracking that. Drury probably would like to be planted in front of him instead of off to the side. Good rebound control.
Keane straight away. Keane with the shot. That went off of Reese. Reese has it back at the slot. Tried to go upstairs. Big bounce. Trennan. He's got a 3-on-2. Trennan will take it all the way in deep and just freeze it against the boards. Trennan and Forsberg with unassisted goals about a minute and a half apart. Put the Predators into a 3-1 lead. One-timer by Foss goes wide. In the corner, Suzuki trying to retrieve the puck. Foss now skates over. A big crowd of Hurricanes in the corner. It comes out to Keene. Keene with 30 seconds to go on the power play. Move to the bottom of the circle for Stepan, the former Ranger, former Coyote. Stepan tried to go tic-tac-toe. It kicks out. Keene able to hang on to the pass. Now trying to create some space. Spreads the defense out. Stepan back to Keene. Past the halfway point of the second. That one stuck through. Foss providing some traffic, but Saros swallows it up.
I think that's more what you're asking for, Trip. A little net front traffic there, and Foss is no stranger to that spot. But Saros, again, he's able to get good positioning, gets through, and hold on. The key to that, he held on, had his glove out there, so it hits his body and falls into his glove. Another good example of rebound control by Saros.
Joey Keene, who's had a nice camp, does a nice job of getting to the middle. Just that relaxation in your body by Saros, to make sure you have that Velcro-like rebound control.
5 seconds to go in the Cunnin penalty. The clear gets across the line. Out of the box comes Cunnin. He'll go straight across to the bench. Nashville will get the units organized. They'll go with Johansson's group. This one cleared. Forsberg is back. Martin closing fast. Forsberg with the U-turn. One hand. Taps it a second time. Turned it over. Lawrence in the corner. Centered it off. Escape just wide. That took a Predator bounce. That could have taken a wrong way, turned, and been trouble. Forsberg got away with it. Got a little too cute with the puck. Now he's back on the other side. Strong on the puck this time. Got it to Favreau. Behind the net, Cousins. Cousins waits for the line change. Cousins drives behind the net. Got cut off by Brendan Smith. And Cousins again. Got it to Glass. Glass had the shot blocked. Puck still alive. Tomasino tried a blind pass to the middle. Taken there by Smith. Favreau with Kotkaniemi on it.
Wouldn't be surprised if Brendan Moore said, get those pucks deep like Kotkaniemi did.
Now D'Angelo point blank. Glass lost the stick. Saros made the save. And Nashville's going to get called for icing here. So a couple of turnovers turning in to some scoring chances. Got the Clear app going on, and Mace, I got to tell you, once I got my data in there, which took about 10 minutes, the Clear app is all you just flash. All you do is flash the guy and say, "Here's my Clear app." Boom, you're in. No wait.
What's the saying? Clear app, full hearts, can't lose. That's the old Friday night's adjustment to the saying right there. So just get the Clear app. We use it too when we come in the building. You just walk in, show the app, and boom.
So just enter your vaccination card, of course, your negative test, and you're good to go. Just create that profile. Go to NashvillePredators.com/clear. Past the halfway point this afternoon, 3-1.
Hey, Hurricanes fans, no matter how you celebrate game day, it's all about the food. And Harris Teeter has everything you need. Delicious subs and wraps, fresh hot store-made pizza, all sizes of party platters or ready-to-serve wing trays, just to name a few. Plus, with Harris Teeter fuel points, you can earn free fuel with every purchase you make, up to $1 off per gallon. Stop at your Harris Teeter for great savings on all your game day needs, or download the HD app to order ahead. Harris Teeter, where Hurricanes fans shop for groceries.
Canes fans, it's hockey season, and no matter how you catch the action, you'll be going top shelf when you enjoy the game with Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. When you open up a bottle of Woodbridge wine, it's sure to be a game winner. Woodbridge has the smooth, fruit-forward flavors that have been a game day tradition for over 40 years. Find Woodbridge near you online at orderwoodbridge.com and add this fan favorite to your lineup today. Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi, a proud partner of the Carolina Hurricanes. Please enjoy our wines responsibly. Woodbridge Winery, Acampo, California.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Welcome back
back to Bridgestone Arena. Well, today's Hyundai Report is credit to the guys in the booth, the goalies in the booth, talking about UC Saros gold pads. So here's a little backstory. Saros said that he got the idea for the gold pads because he was a huge fan of Marc-Andre Fleury when he wore the bright pads in Pittsburgh. So he said a few years ago he had a conversation with Pecorini about whether or not he could pull him off because he knew the pads were flashy. But Pekka gave him the go-ahead, and the rest is history. Guys?
Good stuff from Kara Hammer. Little Hyundai Report action. Here's a steal by Ekholm. Nashville with a power play goal and then 2 goals unassisted in transition to erase a 1-0 deficit from the beginning of this period. Now the Canes having some trouble in their own end. Granlund with a big hit. Puck comes loose. Granlund has it back. Over to Tolvanen, tried to swing it across to Myers. I was sure that Tolvanen was going to pull the trigger there. Did not shoot.
Nice play as a winger coming down low, maybe to save a goal from Seth Jarvis. That's always the last thing to come, is to become defensively reliable. That was a nice moment for Seth Jarvis, who we talked about at the open of the show.
Now Jarvis trying to create offensively. This time he knocks down a pass off the wall. It ends up with Colton Sissons.
Well, that's a lot of things, too, with the younger players like Seth Jarvis. I know Tolvanen was sent to Milwaukee to work on that aspect of his game. You have the offensive upside. You can skate, you can play in the game. But can we count on you when the game's on the line? Can we put you out in the defensive zone and not have to worry about it? So when you see those little plays, that awareness, that's a savvy play coming all the way down there. That gets through. Philip Myers has a tap-in, empty net goal. And I know for John Hines, details in the defensive zone trump anything at this point.
Yeah, he's a winger on his defenseman, but he recognizes that, there's a breakdown, there's help needed on the back door. So it's the read and then the execution from Seth Jarvis. That's something you typically see early on from young players. It's the last thing to come, as you well know, Mace. I have a question about these pads, okay?
Yeah, I don't think
nice note from Kara Hammer.
Yeah, it was great.
Just the gold. Do you think, as opposed to black, which is a slimmer, when I want to look slim, I wear black. Do you think visually for a shooter that those gold pads actually cover a lot of net to the attacking player's eye?
They used to say that.
They look awfully big.
They used to say, like, the goal, you got to wear white. Get as much white in there because optically it looks like there's less net to shoot. I've never bought that. I personally, do you think you could rock? I think you have to be good or extremely good to rock that look right there. I don't think I would have had the courage to do that myself.
Well, you have some shoes that are similar to him.
It's different. It's different.
You see the yellow brick road.
Yeah, there you go.
Boy, is he a fun goalie to watch.
Step on with a shot and another save by Saros with the aforementioned gold pads. Shots are 19-8 Carolina, but the Predators lead by 2.
What's up? This is Riley. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Chicken Club sandwich is the Applewood bacon. It's savory and then it's also kind of sweet. And I think the combination of bacon with chicken and Colby Jack cheese, it just really knocks it out of the park.
Hey, I'm Tanea. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Chicken Club sandwich is the chicken. It's so juicy. It's grilled to perfection. I'm going to devour this sandwich.
Order the Grilled Chicken Club sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Spectrum Paint. We're your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. We're your store for quality, with brilliant and durable paints in a variety of sheens and thousands of colors. We're your store for service, with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. We're your local experts, and we're here to help you with all your painting projects. Spectrum Paint, official paint store of the Carolina Hurricanes. Visit SpectrumPaint.com for all 5 Triangle locations.
Who doesn't want to live their most spectacular life? The new Spectacular Riches Scratch-Off from the North Carolina Education Lottery has millions of dollars in prizes with riches everywhere. So you can make bling your thing, add glide to your ride, or even glitz to your grits. Spectacular Riches, with over $100 million in prizes from $100 to $10,000. Riches are everywhere. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 4.26. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Welcome back
back to Bridgestone Arena. Preds leading the Canes 3-1. Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay Riley here with Terry Crisp. Well, Crispy, I don't know what the Preds talked about at intermission, but man, they came to play here in the second.
You know what they decided? They decided once they got a good scoring chance, they're going to bury it. And how many times last year you hear me, bury it? And that's what they're doing. They come back, they started to change it around, they went to the forecheck.
That's right, Crispy. Well, very special guest up in the booth, good friend of mine, Trip Tracy's with us, Crispy.
And Trip's up there. Now, I got to tell you about this kid. When I first met him, I thought, this kid's too nice to be a broadcaster, too nice to be in the TV. And the more I knew him, the more I got to know him, I said, you know what? Trip Tracy has a nature to him that, you know, Skillsy, same as Skillsy, you got to be careful of him. Nice to have him on board.
I don't know if that's a compliment. We'll see.
It's a compliment.
I remember the first time I met Terry Crisp, and I was actually intimidated by him because he's Terry Crisp. He was talking to Paul Maurice, the Hurricanes coach, both from Sault Ste. Marie. What a legend of the game. And I appreciate so much that right back from 1998, Terry Crisp, a.k.a. Crispy, welcomed me right in and has taught me a ton.
You know what? I got to tell you this one, too, by the way. The one time when you were asking me a question and I sort of growled at you and you jumped like I thought, you know, I never did apologize to that. I apologize. did it sound sincere?
Hey, Crispy, is Sorrow's Desperation Central. Mace, when he was in our booth on Tuesday, Shane Willis, part of our broadcast team, was talking about, I think he played his first ever preseason game for Tampa as we look at this barrage of fine saves. And you said something hilarious to him. He was a nervous wreck walking out to the ice in Tampa. The great Terry Crisp, Stanley Cup winning coach. What did Willie say? Because you played with midget hockey.
Said, you know, Crispy's got so many little sayings and cliches that he said something, got a penalty here. But I remember the first time I ever went on camera, and Terry Crisp, we went over the production meeting in the morning. I knew what he was going to ask me. I wrote this answer down. I was so nervous, prepared to talk about Devin Dubin at the goalie matchup. Crispy comes and he asked me something completely different. After I went, oh my scramble, I just went with it. He goes, just bring the passion, kid. So ever since then, there we go. Taught me something right there.
Crispy always brings the best.
Oh, yes.
So now, Nashville will bring out the penalty kill. They have been under siege here while we've been talking to Crispy. Lots of shots for Carolina. In fact, since the 2 goals have been scored, it's been all Carolina.
Yeah, I think Rod would say that from a Carolina standpoint, they've done a ton to the good. I think the one area that he would point to is on the Trenton goal and the Forsberg goal is you have to manage the puck inside the offensive blue line or in close proximity.
Third try on the power play for Carolina. 0 for 2 so far. Trailing 3-1. Led 1-0 coming into this period. Closing and shooting. Kokaniemi. Ski ram tie off the glass. Cleared to the line, not out. D'Angelo back over to Kokaniemi. To the side of the net. Jamming away. But Saros was on it. Drury gets drilled into the boards by Harper. This is going to be a penalty. Harper got the forearm up high. This is going to be a 2-man advantage. The shot, Karam's wide, comes out. Jarvis has it. Extra attacker is on. It's a 6-on-4. Side of the net. Backhander stopped by Saros. Rebound in the slot. Touched up by Nashville. Big opportunity for Carolina coming.
Mace, to you, a couple of good chances on the delayed penalty. Do you give Nashville the puck there to maximize?
17 Nashville, minor penalty.
Frederic Lecoullier with the announcement. Do you give him the puck?
Yeah, it looked like they thought about it, but they had some pressure. They had the puck.
They had good
scoring opportunity, so maybe they thought they'd play it out, see what happened. But I agree, they've still, even though they didn't, they have 51 seconds of a 5-on-3, and there it is right there. See Drury down low, and Harper just goes in, takes him into the boards. And Carolina, this is a big moment in this game. 5-on-3 for 51 seconds if they don't score.
Yeah, Drury down on a knee, and Harper's so tall, he just couldn't get low enough. They ended up having the forearm up into the head, neck area.
That's a big play to get that puck all the way down. Matthias Ekholm, Carrier out there, and Colton Sissons have the task here of the 3-man crew for the Preds.
Jamming on the brakes, Ryan Suzuki. Two-man advantage for Carolina, but Nashville gets their second clear. 20 seconds remain in the 5-on-3.
Mace was raving about Carey. That was Carey that made that play, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. He's looked great. He's followed up all the questions. He had such an incredible year last season. He's going to be playing with Roman Yossi to start the season. He's looked great in the preseason.
Keene gets it back from Stepan. Stepan in the circle. Stepan with time ticking down. Suzuki, and a shot by Keene. Ricochets up in the air. One man out of the box for Nashville. Myers will take over up high. Myers skating down, puts some pressure, takes it, spins it to the line, snared by Keene. 54 seconds to go in the power play. Suzuki right in front for Foss. Intercepted by Myers, but he can't clear it. Suzuki's shot, fought off by Saros with the screen in front. Foss was right there. Keene to the slot again. Foss can't get triggered. Picked up by Myers. Myers will skate it ahead. He's got all kinds of space. He'll drive it. Saved by Anderson. Trent keeping it alive. 30 seconds to go.
That's a good job there by Myers in the slot. He comes down, he picks that cross-ice pass, and then he goes. The backhand's tough. If you're on the penalty kill, he tries to backhand it out. Carolina turns it over, but guys stayed with it, battled back, got possession, and they're able to get that change. They're under a lot of pressure there by the Hurricanes.
D'Angelo attacks. He'll feed Jarvis to the middle. Deflected, picked up and clear. Holbinen sends it down, and that will do it. Nashville able to kill off the two-man advantage. And the crowd reacts accordingly.
And that's a good kill, and you can kind of, I guess, make some assumptions here of who's going to be on the penalty kill. Tolvanen has had a couple penalty kills here. He's another guy they're going to look at. So you have to replace, Kelly Yarncroke, Eric Haller were great penalty killers for the Predators. You got to fill those spots.
What a pass there. Just missed Yossi to Forsberg.
Oh, he tried to float it right through there.
Saw Central. Nashville's a different team. You guys know infinitely better than me when Philip Forsberg is going.
Absolutely. This whole line is going to be absolutely critical for this team.
Right on cue, Duchesne from a tough angle off the side of the cage. It comes back to Duchesne. Yossi, pump fakes, now fires. It's slowed down in the slot. Kept alive. Fabro looks to the net front. 44 seconds to go in the period. Johansson back to Fabro. Wide open on the wing, Yossi. Yossi off of skates. In the corner, Duchesne retrieves. Duchesne gets it on net. Saved by Anderson.
That's a great save by Frederik Andersen, but I'm really liking Duchesne's game. They haven't put, you look at the shots, it's completely lopsided right now. 23 to 10, 11. The 11th just put up there by Matt Duchesne, but good movement here by the Preds after their 5-on-3 ball by the 5-on-4 kill. And look, right to the net. I like the willingness of Ryan Johansson and Matt Duchesne. They've been all around the net front this preseason. Right here, Matt Duchesne sees the lead, skill, takes it to the net. Good save there by Anderson because I think that hits some skates in front.
Different team, this threesome when they're going, Nashville. I mean, that's truthfully, in that excellent series, how it was decided. For the majority of the series, Duchesne, Johansson, and Forsberg were not impactful players. These are just preseason games, but all three have been heard from Tuesday and now this afternoon.
Yeah, and I think it's so important that, and coming off of a down season as a player, your whole focus is to get back to, first of all, have a great offseason, train hard. When training camp starts, you want to prove everybody wrong. You want to show your teammates, your coaches, everybody, the fans, that, hey, we're coming back to play. We're not happy with last year. We got a chip on our shoulder, and we're going to do something this season. And so far in the preseason, they've been great.
Duchesne, once upon a time, was a World Championship roommate for Team Canada with Hurricanes captain Jordan Staal.
15 seconds to go in the period. Carolina has pressured since falling behind by 2. Saros has kept them off the board to this point. Bear, a quick trigger. Saved by Saros. 4 seconds to go. Chipped high in the air off the glass. Cousins looking for a cutting Cody Glass, but they run out of time. So Nashville badly outshot in the second period, but they score on 3 of their first 5, and they take a 3-1 lead into the locker room at the end of 2. Unofficially, Nashville has been outshot 24-11 in the intermission. We'll hear from Dan Hino down in the locker room with Kara Hammer, and we'll have some special guests with Crispy and Lindsay. 3-1 is our score.
Sound Station and Security, now hiring for all positions including window tinters, car and home audio installers, mechanics, and sales. Great pay and flexible hours. Contact Sound Station and Security in Raleigh and Smithfield. Online at myhotsound.com.
Everyone from teens to seniors can get vaccinated. It's free. Get all the information you need on COVID-19 vaccines and find a nearby vaccination location to make your appointment at yourspotyourshot.nc.gov.
Hey, how's it going?
Great.
This game's gonna be good.
Definitely.
Loser buys?
Sure.
Hey, 2 Dos Equis on this guy.
The game hasn't even started.
And yet, somehow it's already over.
Okay.
A dose of certainty. Brought to you by Dos Equis, proud sponsor of college football. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Snooze, you lose. Need a little incentive to get out of bed? Come to McDonald's and get a fluffy folded egg, savory sausage, melty American cheese, all nestled in griddle cakes. It's a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles for just $2. Breakfast, it's on at McDonald's. Get it via drive-thru or curbside pickup with mobile order and pay. Price and participation may vary. Mobile order and pay available at participating McDonald's. McD app download and registration required.
Second intermission brought to you by PNC Bank. Alec Campbell back with you here inside our network studios. The Nashville Predators have opened up a 3-1 lead after 40 minutes. They scored 3 goals the first 7:33 of the second period. 1 on the power play. Remember, they had like 37 seconds of a power play when they returned to the ice in the second period. They scored on that. Roman Josi, the goal scorer on the power play, and then they got 2 more. Yakov Trenin, Philip Forsberg, also scoring for Nashville. A couple of unfortunate turnovers for Carolina that turned into breakaways and goals. Looked like the Hurricanes defensemen were going off on a change on Nashville's second goal by Trenin. I think it was Ryan Suzuki who tried to thread a cross-ice pass to Tony DeAngelo as they entered the offensive zone. Did not get through. Puck went the other way, and with no defense back there to stop Trenin, he was able to open up Freddie and score the 5-hole. And then it was Ethan Bear who had a shot blocked at the blue line, and Philip Forsberg took it the distance. So some things to clean up defensively, but Freddie Anderson unable to make a save either. He was beaten to the near side on Yossi's power play goal. He was beaten 5-hole on the Trenin goal. I thought it was a great shot by Forsberg to the far post to beat Anderson on their third goal. The Hurricanes did have a couple of power play opportunities, including a 5-on-3, but they were unsuccessful. So 3-1 is the score after 2 periods of play, and the Hurricanes find themselves in a 2-goal deficit. Going to hear from the Hurricanes head coach Rod Brindamore here in just a little bit. We'll check an NHL scoreboard, get second period stats, but we'll take a break and we'll listen to the second period highlights next.
Canes fans, it's hockey season, and no matter how you catch the action, you'll be going top shelf when you enjoy the game with Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. When you open up a bottle of Woodbridge wine, it's sure to be a game winner. Woodbridge has the smooth, fruit-forward flavors that have been a game day tradition for over 40 years. Find Woodbridge near you online at orderwoodbridge.com and add this fan favorite to your lineup today. Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi, a proud partner of the Carolina Hurricanes. Please enjoy our wines responsibly. Woodbridge Winery, Acampo, California.
What's up? This is Riley. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Chicken Club sandwich is the applewood bacon. It's savory, and then it's also kind of sweet. And I think the combination of bacon with chicken and Colby Jack cheese, it just really knocks it out of the park.
Hey, I'm Tanea. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Chicken Club sandwich is the chicken. It's so juicy. It's grilled to perfection. I'm going to devour this sandwich.
Order the Grilled Chicken Club sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
PNC Bank believes that how you handle overdraft should be in your control, not just your bank's. That's why we created Low Cash Mode, the new financial watch-out that gives you multiple options and at least 24 hours of extra time to help avoid overdraft fees. Low Cash Mode, available with Virtual Wallet, gives you options and extra time to help avoid overdraft fees. Learn more at pnc.com/lowcashmode. PNC Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Carolina Hurricanes. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Second intermission brought to you by PNC Bank. Alec Campbell with you here inside our network studios. 3-1 the score. Nashville on top of Carolina through 40 minutes, and it's time for the second period highlights brought to you by Spectrum Mobile. Canes looking to kill the remainder of a power play when they got on second period ice, but they were unsuccessful. Roman Josi potting a power play goal just 32 seconds into the period. He took a pass from Matt Duchesne at the left dot and snapped a quick wrister that beat Freddie Anderson to the near post, and the game was tied 1-1.
Bumpered back out. Duchesne has an open Josi. He scores! The first shot on goal for the Nashville power play. Hits the back of the net. It's the captain, Roman Josi. We're tied.
Preds took a 2-1 lead at 6:04 of the second period. Hurricanes defense looked like they were going off on a change. The puck was turned over in the offensive zone. Yakov Trenin took it the other way and scored 5-hole for the first lead of the game for Nashville.
And this one kicks back over. Now some room for Trenin. He scores! He scores! Power play. It's 2-1 Nashville. It's the captain, Roman Josi.
89 seconds later, they made it a 2-goal lead. Ethan Bear's point shot blocked at the blue line by Philip Forsberg. He skated it down and snapped a wrister past Freddie Anderson for the 3-1 lead.
Puck kept in. Stepan, odd angle, couldn't get leverage for the shot. That one blocked, and here comes Forsberg. Forsberg. The wrist shot, score! Number 9 getting involved. A wicked wrist shot. 3 goals in the first 7.5 minutes of period 2.
Yeah, Carolina settled in a little bit more after that. The metrics look good for Carolina actually in the period, but they gave up 3 goals to Nashville, and that's where it stands after 2 periods. A 3-1 lead for the Predators through 40 minutes. We'll hear from the head coach, Rod Brindamore, next.
Professional cuts at home are easy with the Conair Man Metalcraft High Performance Clipper. With razor-sharp Japanese steel blades and pro-grade power, cutting your hair with this must-have precision tool is much more than maintenance. It's Metalcraft. Transform your daily grooming from routine to ritual with the clipper that mixes metal, power, and performance. Respect the ritual. Get your Metalcraft High Performance Clipper and shop the full Metalcraft collection of precision grooming tools at ConairMetalcraft.com.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with British accents. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, take it from a Brit.
Oi, balmy insurance bloke stretching dosh out your pocket. It's balmy. Liberty Mutual won't leave you skint, mate.
Can you just say Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need?
I think that's what I said, you blooming...
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Second intermission brought to you by PNC Bank. Canes trailing Nashville 3-1 after 2 periods of play. Rod Brindamore is the Hurricanes head coach. I caught up with him earlier, and as a guy who wasn't fond of training camp as a player, I asked him if that feeling has changed as a head coach.
Well, I mean, I said I didn't like it. I thought it was too long. And probably hasn't really shifted my thinking. I think the players all come to camp in shape. So I think guys would rather just get going. But in this year, I think the new bodies we have, I think the longer camp's just better for us, just to get the guys up to speed a little more, get a little more familiarity with the group, both of myself too, because it's just getting to learn some new players. So the length of this camp this year is probably good for us.
Now, as camp is kind of winding down and the last preseason game is getting played today, is there any one thing, one individual, or anything that you've been especially pleased with through camp so far?
Well, I think all our young guys have done really well, and I think that's a good sign certainly for now, but for the future. We got some good young talent coming up, and you got to have that. So that's been a real, pleasant surprise, and we'll get another look at it today. I mean, I'm giving all these guys the opportunity again. I feel like they've deserved it, so give them another shot to kind of, leave that lasting impression, and then we'll go from there.
Rod Brindamore, Hurricanes head coach, joining us here. Do you think you're a deeper team this year?
Well, I think we have depth certainly at all the positions. I think defensively for sure. We got some veteran guys now that we can count on if you get some injuries, and up front too. We have a lot of tough decisions still to make. So not only on the roster, but the depth positions like you're referring to.
Rod Brindamore is here. And you personally, where do you think you've grown, or what have you learned the most as a head coach now heading into your fourth season?
Oh, man. Well, you learn it every day. I think I don't really know if there's any one thing I think put my finger on. I think you're just trying. If something's working, don't work now. But I think when you're new to it, you don't know either. You don't know what works and doesn't work. And now I kind of have a good feel for that, I think. But you're still always trying to refine stuff. And, whether it be the team game, or just running a training camp, it's every year presents its new challenges, but I guess you could say you're a little more comfortable with whatever gets thrown your way.
Rod Brindamore, Hurricanes head coach, joining us here. I want to talk about a couple of individuals, and you mentioned the young guys getting another look today. I feel like we've talked a lot about Jack Drury. We've talked a lot about Seth Jarvis in this preseason, but Jameson Reese gets back in the lineup this afternoon. What's your evaluation of his game, and where do you think he eventually fits into the plans for the big club?
Yeah. Well, you're right. I mean, he's another young kid, but a kid that we think can definitely crack our lineup at some point in the future. And how does he fit? I think he's still trying to find his way on that, what kind of player he's going to be. But I think he's got a lot of potential. He's gritty. He gets in there. He's not afraid, and he has some skill too. So it kind of fits what we want, and time will tell with him, but we'll get another look at him tonight.
You got a mixed bag of guys, some new guys, some young guys. Tony DeAngelo's playing again, Derek Steppen playing again, Colt Kaniemi is in the game group. These guys have played a fair amount of preseason hockey. I mean, I think Steppen may be playing a second game, but for guys that figure to be a part of the opening day roster, what's the biggest adjustment for guys who have been in the league but are changing teams? Is it the X's and O's? Is it the terminology? Yeah. Is it the communication with teammates? What's the biggest obstacle?
Probably a little bit of everything you just said, but I think what we're finding is just the systematic approach is just a little different than most guys are a little bit used to. So just getting up to speed on that, which is, if you want to ask, maybe that is your next question, why these certain guys are in the lineup. That's why. You got a young group. Like we feel deserve a chance to show that, like I said, make that lasting impression. And then we got the kind of the new guys that came in are playing again because they're, we want to eliminate all the gray area that we can. And so, give them another game today.
Rod Brindamore, Hurricanes head coach. Thanks so much, man. Talk to you soon.
You got it. Take care.
All right, there's the head coach. We'll check an NHL scoreboard. We'll bring you second period stats when we return after this from your local stations on the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
What makes Culver's Butterburger one of America's best-loved burgers? I could go on for hours, but all you really need to know is this. Our fresh, never-frozen beef is made from the highest quality cuts for richness and flavor. We press that beef into a very hot grill after you order, and that's how we get that nice caramelized edge. Then we lightly butter and toast the bun for that extra bit of goodness.
That's what makes it a Culver's Butterburger. Let us craft one for you today. Welcome to Delicious.
Say you had the greatest job in the world, which everyone knows is crafting pumpkin fresh frozen custard desserts at Culver's. Here would be your typical day. Pour farm fresh dairy into the custard maker and run continuously all day. Add real pumpkin puree and pumpkin pie spice, then craft our pumpkin spice shake or salted caramel pumpkin concrete mixer. Yum! Serve with a great big pumpkin lovin' smile.
Just like that, pumpkin's back at Culver's, but not for long. Welcome to Delicious.
Second intermission brought to you by PNC Bank. Alec Campbell with you here inside our network studios. 3-1 the score. Nashville on top of Carolina through two periods of play. Let's take a look at some of the numbers through two periods. Carolina with a decided edge in shots on goal at 24-11. So it's just been the few mistakes that Carolina has made, and they have cost them. They've turned into goals, and Freddie Anderson unable to come up with a big save in the second period. Hits go to Nashville at 12-7. Face-offs to the Predators as well at 18-14. It's a 56% clip at the dot for the Predators. Nashville 1 for 3 on the power play so far today. Carolina so far is 0 for 4. They had 3 power plays in the second period alone, one of them a 5-on-3 situation, and they were unable to capitalize on any of those power plays. It's looked okay. It hasn't looked great. It hasn't looked terrible so far through 2 periods. Let's take a look at a scoreboard. Only one other game in the books so far. The Sabres beat the Red Wings 3-1 earlier this afternoon. Canes the only other game in action right now. Later tonight, the Panthers host the Lightning. They'll drop the puck on that one in about 9 minutes or so. 7 o'clock games include the Blue Jackets hosting the Penguins, the Avalanche home for the Stars, the Maple Leafs welcoming the Senators, and the Islanders will host the Rangers tonight. 8 o'clock, Golden Knights at the Sharks. 8:30 games, Blackhawks home for the Wild. 9 o'clock, Canucks home for the Oilers. And at 10:30, the Ducks visit the Kings. So 3-1 is the score through 2 periods of play. Jordan Martinook, the lone goal scorer for Carolina. Roman Josi, Yakov Trenin, Philip Forsberg all tallying for the Predators in the second period to give them a 3-1 lead. Carolina trying to climb out of a 2-goal deficit. We'll see if they can do it in the third period next.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit SpectrumMobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit SpectrumMobile.com/save for details.
Have you ever caught a t-shirt that fell from the rafters at PNC or shot out of Stormy's air cannon? Hurricanes alum Shane Willis here, and I know that it is always a big part of every Hurricanes home game, and it's all thanks to Brawley Screen Print, a family-owned and operated business that will beat any online website price for bulk orders. That's right, unbeatable prices and designs on your everyday t-shirt or high-performance sporting apparel. Brawley Screen Print has exactly what you need. To see all they can provide and get your unbeatable price quote, visit BrawleyScreenPrint.com today.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
For them not allowing the Hurricanes back in that period.
Well, what a huge part he was of unheralded, but for Colorado, when they were winning Stanley Cups, and he knows how to win. There's no question about that.
And speaking of assistant coaches, we want to wish Todd Richards well. He had the episode, the heart attack, and fortunately, he's been recovering very well, and they're hoping for a full recovery here soon, but we wish him a speedy recovery so he can get back on the bench. He did an outstanding job in his first year.
He was excellent. That was a big part of the whole adjustment last year. They had a lot of new faces. They brought the right faces in for what this team needed and John Hines wanted, and they've got a great balanced coaching staff when everybody kind of found their roles, and they found a lot of success because of it.
Underway in period number 3. Carolina had the lead 1-0 at the end of 1, out-shooting Nashville 9-3. Nashville came out of the gate strong in the second period, scored 3 times. A power play goal by Roman Josi, and then unassisted goals by Yakov Trenin and then Philip Forsberg. Then it was Carolina coming back strong with a lot of heat on UC Saros, but they could not get any closer yet. Big 20 minutes coming, and then it'll be time for the real thing.
And I take what Dan Heinold says there, too, and this is, it's the last period of the preseason game for both clubs, but the details of what you do here, it matters. It's important. You can't just, it's hard just to turn the switch on and off with those details and doing the right things. And as you talked about trip puck management, all those decisions, coming back down if you lose your defenseman, all these little things are so big when the regular season starts.
Very important to impress upon players, especially young players, that it's a game of mistakes, and it's a fine, fine line. And a lot of what it takes to win is being patient and waiting for those mistakes, not being the ones to make those mistakes individually and as a team.
Yeah, and you see on those mistakes, every team's transition, and Carolina is one of those great transition teams. You make that mistake, the defenseman gets the puck, they're attacking instantly. So the less you can make, obviously, stating the obvious, it's better. But for younger players and for a team going into the season with some confidence, it's important. As we see, actually Riddick is now in net for the Nashville Predators. Juice is done.
David Riddick, our first chance to see him in a preseason game, and an unforced penalty is coming Nashville's way. So this will put Riddick under the gun, as Nashville will have to send out the penalty killing unit.
Yeah.
Number 21, Nashville, minor penalty, delay game.
Cousins just didn't get the blue line. He flipped it cross ice, and you gotta be careful. Didn't know his own strength there, but David Riddick right now throwing the fire, sitting on the bench for 2 periods. I'm sure this was predetermined before. He could stretch out and get ready in the intermission, and now he's got to deal with the Hurricanes' power play. But and a great personality. They got the right guy. They got who they wanted in free agency. A nice guy to complement UC Saros. A big personality, good in the locker room, as they say, and that's important for a backup goalie. Chip and I, we've both been in that position before.
If he can get through it, isn't maybe an early power play just what a goalie coming off the bench would desire? Because he, in all likelihood, will feel the puck.
Well, get those. Well, there you go, Tripper.
2 saves right away for Riddick. This one along the railing, and it leaks out of the zone, picked up by Sissons, but then he lost it. Now Jack Drury comes in. He goes cross ice, connects with Levo. Levo couldn't keep it cleanly. Kotkaniemi to the middle. Drury tried to pull the trigger, and it's cleared by Jeannot.
And Jeannot's been very good on the penalty kill, and he's one of the guys that's going to be the replacements. And you see Colton Sissons is always, if he didn't just have a shift, his first over the boards to kill penalties. And it looks like Tanner Jeannot is going to be his partner, and they seem to develop some chemistry early on.
This is the 5th power play of the afternoon for Carolina, and Nashville is able to clear again with Fabro. So David Riddick, who was a free agent in the offseason. We mentioned Carolina signed 2 goalies, Frederick Anderson and Antti Ranta, who we saw on Tuesday night. Nashville picked up on Riddick, and I think there was a lot of evaluation of all these veteran goalies that are out there. It was musical chairs in the offseason.
I'll tell you a story. We'll wait till it gets to a less dangerous area.
Well, Suzuki waited a little too long, and it's clear.
Okay, so a couple seasons ago, David Riddick enjoying his best season in Calgary. He was part of a 1-0 lead in Raleigh, and he wasn't going to be beaten. And the only goal that beat him, and then Carolina ended up winning, was one of Andrei Svechnikov's 2 lacrosse goals.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and
right.
It was 1-0 in the third period. I'm telling you, he was playing so well. It was going to take a magical thing like that from Andrei Svechnikov to be able to solve him. And that was during, without question, his best year in Calgary.
Now, Suzuki saw Fast cutting to the net. Pass was behind him. 5 seconds to go in the Cousins penalty. Out to the line, Keene. Out of the circle, Fast goes cross ice. Step on, had it, lost it. Out of the box comes Cousins. They bank it to him. Cousins can't reach it. He chases it down. Anderson remains in for Carolina. Nashville back to 5 aside. They are 5 for 5 in the kill, including a 5-on-3.
Mace, what did you do in a crowded building, a loud building, when a player was coming out of the box to make sure that the guys in the power play knew? Because that was nearly a breakaway.
Yeah, with about 7 seconds left, we'd do the big stick taps, and then it get contagious. The guys on the bench would do it as well, because it's crucial like that. Then the one defenseman can back out, and he's aware if you don't have pressure or scoring chance.
Riddick plays the puck, makes a pass to Carrier. Carrier under duress, gets it to Yossi. Turned over in the neutral zone. Martin to Lawrence. 2-on-1 down low. Saucer pass a little high. Now Nashville with Forsberg trying to skate it out. Lost the edge. Nashville comes away with possession. Here comes the captain. And he'll softly move it in and go off for a change. 5 minutes gone by here in the third. Willie Donick, Chris Mason, Trip Tracy here with you. Hopefully you've enjoyed our pair of broadcasts with our joint staffs, if you will.
I know I have. It's been a blast.
Thoroughly. Thanks again for having me, guys.
Now it's Tomasino. Nashville would love to get these 2 young players going in the third period. Neither has a shot on goal. Cody Glass and Philip Tomasino. Mentioned Jarvis throughout the night for Carolina. He's been very noticeable today, too.
Yeah, he has. He's continued to have offensive moments you remember, but also, Willie, he makes that play, maybe saving a goal in the second period, reading things defensively.
Time now for the Hunt Brothers Watch and Win. Tonight's featured player of the game is Roman Josi, who tied the game on a power play goal. Go to NashvillePredators.com/HuntBrothers and enter Yosi's name along with your contact info for a chance to win 4 tickets to an upcoming Predators home game and 4 hunks of Hunt Brothers pizza. Hunks of pizza. Hunko pizza. We got to meet the Josi family here, Trip, in the intermission. That was fun.
Yeah,
young Luka Josi made an appearance.
Luka did not want to even, when we took a picture, take his eye off the ice.
You know what? He stared down Mace.
He did.
He really did.
What is this?
He was really focused on
What can I grow a beard like
What's
that?
this monstrosity
Probably a little early for
on that guy's face? But no, obviously, surprise, surprise, what a cute little baby. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. I was talking to Roman yesterday, a radio interview on our flagship 102.5 The Game, and he was talking about how he tries to speak in Swiss German to Luka, because of course you don't have too many people around the neighborhood here speaking Swiss German, so he wants to get him familiar with the native tongue. This one arched out of there by the Canes.
I remember when the Canes won the Cup, they had Martin Gerber with Cam Ward, and he was Swiss German, not Swiss French, and like an idiot, the first half of the season I called him Martin Gerber. At one point he grabbed me on the road, he said, Trip, there's Swiss French, there's Swiss German. I'm Swiss German. I'm Martin Gerber.
And Swiss Italian. Don't they have 3?
Yeah, the trifecta.
Look at the trifecta there.
Well, Roman was explaining to the audience yesterday about all of this, and I'm sure there's some people in Nashville saying, wow, that's got to be tough. He goes, you drive 20 minutes from my house, everybody speaks French. Then there's the Swiss German, the dialect, there's regular German. So you got to know a lot of different things over there.
Yeah. Speak as many languages as Pope John Paul II.
7 minutes in, Nashville trying to break out. Here's Forsberg. He's got one of the 3 goals. He'll take it right into the teeth of the defense. Now he's looking for Duchesne. They surround him, and falling down, Stepan, able to clear. Carrier to Mikhail Granlund. Granlund circles back up the ice. Now puts on a burst of speed, trying to catch Carolina in a chance. A rising shot by Cronin off the backboard. Chase down Tolvanen. He's got an open net. Gets the return pass. He's got a seam. His shot is stopped by Anderson.
Scoring goals, I know, is tough for Nashville, but you look at some of the shooters on this team. Cronin, Tolvanen, Forsberg, of course, in the second period.
Physical play. Save made by Riddick. Some action away from the puck. That one pounded by Bear. Big bounce off the backboard. Scramble in front. And Riddick has it. Oh, here we go. We got a rhubarb now. And the crowd behind the glass is all for it. Look at these guys lined up, Mace.
Oh, I love it.
Hit the board.
They want to
They're
get
ready
in
for
the
the regular
They
season.
want to get in the rhubarb there, don't they, Big Bill?
I think they're ready for action in Smashville. Great to have the fans back in the building.
At PNC, we understand the needs and aspirations of every customer are unique. That's why we offer products and services that can help you gain the confidence you need to make important financial decisions no matter what stage of life you may be in. Whether you're interested in a checking product or planning for retirement, PNC is committed to creating innovative tools that help you make the most of your money and your financial future. Visit PNC.com/insights to learn more. PNC Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Carolina Hurricanes. PNC Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Hey Hurricanes fans, no matter how you celebrate game day, it's all about the food. And Harris Teeter has everything you need. Delicious subs and wraps, fresh hot store-made pizza, all sizes of party platters or ready-to-serve wing trays, just to name a few. Plus, with Harris Teeter fuel points, you can earn free fuel with every purchase you make, up to $1 off per gallon. Stop at your Harris Teeter for great savings on all your game day needs, or download the HT app to order ahead. Harris Teeter, where Hurricanes fans shop for groceries.
Spectrum Paint. We're your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. We're your store for quality, with brilliant and durable paints in a variety of sheens and thousands of colors. We're your store for service with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. We're your local experts, and we're here to help you with all your painting projects. Spectrum Paint, official paint store of the Carolina Hurricanes. Visit SpectrumPaint.com for all 5 Triangle locations.
Welcome back. 3-1 here. Preds in Smashville. Gonna mix it up here. Nason goes in hard. You can see Cunnin battling with Nason. He goes to the front of the net. Riddick with the save, and then all chaos ensues right here off the backboards. And everybody, there's just a monstrosity of humanity in front of the net. And Riddick, I like how he battled off of the sitting for 2 periods, and he battles, holds his ground. But these guys, I mean, it's the last preseason game, and everybody's going hard there, and love the emotion in this game, and you can just tell there's a rivalry between these two clubs.
Heck yeah, it's terrific. What do you think the workload if Saros stays healthy and Riddick? How many games does Riddick play, Nate?
Well, this is all guesstimation, but I'm thinking we go with 60 plus for Saros, and then give Riddick about 20. But that's just a guess. Saros was an absolute beast. Played almost every night down the stretch, and that was a condensed schedule.
And it seems like the thinking has changed a little bit over the years that you don't want to tax the number 1 guy.
No, but they have February off and Olympic break. If Sarlson will be on that team, we don't know yet. There's a possibility. But you have to take all those things into consideration because it's very condensed after that break, as we know. We've done that before.
Yeah, Team Finland, the Hurricanes, Sebastian Aho was one of the 3 players named to Team Finland this week, so congratulations to Sebastian.
Roman Josi named to Team Swiss at the same time. Loose puck in the slot, D'Angelo. That one fought off by Riddick. Let's hear from Rooms to Go.
Go style, go savings, go selection. At Rooms to Go, you can go any way you want, by the piece or by the room, and always make the most of your space for less. Rooms to Go. Let's go.
Tell us about Tony D, Tripper.
Well, I can tell you that I talk to guys that I really trust, and I'll tell you who they are. Mark Stahl, Brady Shea on the Hurricanes, Adam Fox, the reigning Norris Trophy winner after Roman Josi, and they love him as a teammate. Can he come in and quarterback the first power play in Dougie Hamilton's absence? Or will he fit in with Slavin or with Ian Cole on the Hurricanes' back end?
The Herd line is out. Shot by Myers. Pinball's wide. Off of skates right in front. This one is lofted way down the ice. A race for the icing. Jarvis hustling all the way, but can't win the race against Ekholm.
Boys, this game continues to have intensity, and we're nearing the finish line of the preseason, and it makes me think a couple of years ago in Raleigh, between these two teams, and guys just wanted to get to the regular season. Ryan Johansson scored in overtime, and he didn't even celebrate. He went right to the door. I don't know if the Preds had a team party back here in Smashville, but I just love the continuing intensity, both sides of this game, as we're nearing the end of the preseason.
I asked him on the plane if we're going to see another one. He said, overtime, or if I should get the shootout, you might see one.
Well, he's done that twice. He's done it twice in preseason games in Carolina. And I asked him the other day, I said, did you not teach Philip Tomasino that that's what he's supposed to do when he's scoring overtime? Well, he said, I forgot.
Tomasino, he hasn't played a regular season NHL game, so I'm sure he's getting
maybe you don't do that yet.
Getting a couple of those under his belt.
Yeah, good move. Duchesne will take this draw. Duchesne, Forsberg, Johansson out there as a trio again. Forsberg has a goal. Duchesne has an assist on the power play goal from Josi. Cousins had an assist as well on that. Nearing the halfway point of period 3. Nashville only 14 shots. But they've made them count. They scored 3 early in the second period. Now looking for more. Duchesne on his backhand. Trying to go one-on-one with Smith. Takes it deep in the corner. Around the boards it comes. Fabro tries to pinch and keep it in. Battling Duchesne. Fabro trying to hit his partner. Harper off the sideboard. Sends it wide. Big bounce. Duchesne wins the battle with Smith. Duchesne knocked down by Foss now. Smith back into play. Makes his feed. This one chipped all the way down for icing.
Space. You've talked about the big stories in Nashville. If you had to pick one X factor, whether it be a player, a dimension of the game, that's going to need to be there, what would it be?
Well, I think you can get a lot of the messaging through their interviews. You hear Cody Glass, Dan Heino talk about the one thing that they emphasized was the details, how important the details. John Hines always says that is one of the most important things in their identity. So to me, for them to be competitive in a very strong Central Division, that's going to be absolutely paramount for this team. The details in the game, it's going to be a lot of tight hockey games, so they need to really execute on the details.
9:27 left in regulation time. 3-1 is the score.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously. But as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
With Advance Auto Parts, you can get the part you need from the comfort of your garage. We have a wide variety of parts in stock, and you can get them fast. Order online with Advance Same Day and get your part with same-day pickup in-store, same-day curbside, or same-day delivery. It's the fastest way to get the part you need, where you need it, when you need it. Advance your auto at Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. See store for details.
Nashville with a 3-1 lead here at Bridgestone Arena. But guys, this is so cool. The Center for Latin American, Caribbean, and Latinx Studies at Vanderbilt University has provided us with these amazing photos taken by Vanderbilt students and staff, capturing scenes throughout Latin America and the Caribbean to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month here at Bridgestone Arena. Guys?
All right, Hammer, thank you very much. We just gave out the fan of the game. And Mace, I'll bet you, I'll give you 3 guesses who the fan of the game was. One of the greatest fans of all time.
I saw is it the Prezikin?
The Prezikin,
okay.
Yes.
I saw him in the concourse during the intermission. What a great man.
Oh, he is awesome.
Legend.
He is a legend.
Well, Tripper, let me ask you. You asked me what's the X factor with the Carolina Hurricanes this season?
I think for me, even with the departure of Dougie Hamilton, from top to bottom, I like Carolina's defense. I think they're deeper, but you have 3, if you count Brendan Smith, 4 new defensemen. The way the Hurricanes pressure, it's an adjustment for whether it be a Tony DeAngelo, an Ethan Bear, an Ian Cole, a Brendan Smith. So how quickly does that adjustment occur on the back end?
Randlin fakes the shot, tried to pass it. The Canes recover. Yossi gets it to Carrier. Carrier, strong skating, dumps it in on the backhand deep. Randlin trying to retrieve. Now busting through there is Cunnin. He comes up with it, tries to lift it. That was sort of a semi-lacrosse move in honor of Svechnikov and Forsberg.
He was trying it. He almost got it all the way around.
He had a kind of a tight angle. It was a little bit different. He didn't really get it all the way up there, but it almost worked.
It was on his forehead. That's interesting. We might have to take another look at that if we can at some point.
I actually sat down for an interview with Andrei Svechnikov on Thursday. He trained in Russia. He says he has some new tricks.
Oh, wow.
Up his sleeve, but he was very KGB, CIA about what they are. You got to have the element of surprise.
You know that what we learned last year from one of your colleagues over in Raleigh, the great Sarah Sibian, that the backstory, and we didn't know this, but Kyle Granlund did it in the World Championships a long time ago. It was Svechnikov's brother, I believe, that taught Andre how to do it. It was inspired by it. They saw Granlund do it. Now we got a 2-on-1 coming to Tomasino. Tomasino and Glass. Glass! Denied! What a save!
What a save there by Frederik Andersen. But I want to see Cody Glass. I want to see Philip Tomasino make an impact in these hockey games going into the regular season. And right there, Tomasino with great deception. Watch, here's the transition that Trip always talks about. Cousins over to Tomasino. Watch the deception here. Show shot. Anderson's a bit behind on that. Cody Glass gets off. A great shot. There's no elevation. Little bit of a rolling puck. But a half split there, and Anderson comes flying across.
You won't see a better job of the puck carrier selling the shot. And did Freddie Anderson ever load up on that left foot to give himself a chance?
He did, and I think the recognition of how much time you actually have in that net, that crease awareness right there, and the angle that he took back. Cody Glass had a sure goal taken away by Frederik Andersen.
The puck seemed to stick in the pads, and that allowed play to stop. Anderson wasn't quite sure it was. Now a turnover. Janot point blank. Oh, both posts it in. The Herd strikes. It is Tanner Janot. He gives his team a 4-1 lead.
Well, it's the puck management, but it's the pressure here. Right here by the Herd line, Sissons comes up at Tanner Janot. Johnny on the spot. The Oxbow Ox gets this puck. He has time to dust it off, settle it down, and he just lasers one off the post by Frederik Andersen there. Great shot, but good pressure there by the Preds on the forecheck.
Mace, I think from a Carolina side of things, Bears sort of puts Kokaniemi in a tough spot. But this is going to be really good for the development of Jesperi Kokaniemi to recognize you always have to make hard plays.
Absolutely. That's the key. That's the details in the game that we were talking about that are so important here for the Nashville Predators to get straight before the regular season. And, you can always learn from those mistakes more than your success. So, new team and new experience for him as well.
Do you know, too, that's Rod Brindamore, the reigning NHL Coach of the Year. He has an uncanny ability to deliver a message of accountability and necessity for growth without hampering your confidence and somehow delivering that message in a positive confidence reinforcement way.
And that's so important. The way the NHL now, there's a lot of younger players, that old school mentality of yelling and harping on players that, to me, is completely ineffective. To get, I think it really earns the trust of your players, and you get that team mentality where we talk about Rod Brindamore. We've seen a lot of his stuff on social media. He really develops a good atmosphere and a chemistry within his group.
Reese goes cross ice for Keeney. Under 7 minutes to go in the preseason. Then things start for real. Carolina's got the opener with Barry Trotz, our good buddy, and the New York Islanders. What a job he's done on the island. Of course, they've got their new building coming here pretty soon. And of course, Nashville starts with the Seattle Kraken. Looking ahead to that here pretty soon.
I can't wait. They got some. I gotta admit, I like those unis that the Kraken put out there. It'll be exciting to see. We know how Vegas came onto the scene and took the league by storm. Nobody expected expansion team. Obviously, they've been very beneficial with the way that they draft players now. But we'll see what the Seattle Kraken, and you got Islanders. That's a tough drink of water there for the first game for you guys.
Boy, what a run. They pushed Tampa right to the brink, and I go back to Rod Brindamore's first game as coach at home against the New York Islanders a few years ago.
That one banked off a stick and in. Ethan Bear from around the goal line. I'm not sure what it hit on the way, but Carolina answers Janot's goal. They make it a 2-goal game again.
Well, like Brendan Smith on Carolina's first goal way back in the first period, Bear knows the scoreboard. He creeps way down. We've talked about the blue line managing the puck. There, Nashville isn't able to exit the zone. Bear makes a smart play. Throw it at the net. Because you have Smith going to the front of the net. You have Levo. Doesn't look like there's any type of goalie interference here. Puck obviously gets a fortunate bounce, but doesn't Bear create his own puck luck by getting not only below the tops of the circle as well below the dot.
Absolutely. As soon as they turn that puck over at the blue line, they attack the net, and unfortunately, you just got to put the puck towards the net and good things happening. And unfortunately for the Preds, it went off Yossi's stick and up high on Riddick there, short side.
Isn't that different too, Mace, the way that goaltenders like Riddick, they all do now, they don't square up, to Bear, like they would have years ago.
Yeah, back in the day, they do the reverse VH and try to get their upper body big against the post. He tried to seal that, but that puck was coming across, so he's trying to take away the middle of the ice threats and give himself an advantage to get there by playing that way. And unfortunately for Riddick, it went off Yossi and up and over.
Yossi looking to get right back in it. Sends it behind the net for Carrier. Under 6 to go. Up the boards, Granlund's got a man ahead of the pack. It's Yossi, but the pass is too far, and that'll be icing. They'll bring it all the way back.
What kind of year do you think Granlund's going to have? I've always been a big believer in Mikael Granlund.
Well, if you look at Mikael Granlund, you know every single game. I think at the start of last season, there's a lot of issues with the team in terms of work ethic and identity, but he's the kind of guy that, the old cliche, brings his lunch pail to the rink every single day, and you're getting 100%. You're getting more than that every single game, and that's why they work so hard to bring him back.
A steal by Forsberg. D'Angelo lost the handle. Forsberg making the move, and then wipes out. Gets back up, the puck goes right to his tape. Here's Duchesne. Duchesne makes the button hook move on D'Angelo. A backhand feed for Forsberg. Backdoor Granlund. Off of skates, Granlund to the corner. They fight for it. Duchesne in there. Now speeding over Jelena. Tolvanen tried to feed the point from Myers. It's chipped ahead, and now numbers for Carolina. They're onside. Foss with Martin. Foss keeps it. Shoots. Saved by Riddick. Rebound. He looks behind him, but he's got it. Exactly 5 minutes to go, and a big save for Riddick, or else this would have been a one-goal game. So Foss let Ekholm slide by and then got a good shot away. Martin right on the doorstep. Meanwhile, Bear has made it a 4-2 game.
Have you ever caught a t-shirt that fell from the Raptors at PNC or shot out of Stormy's air cannon? Hurricanes alum Shane Willis here, and I know that it is always a big part of every Hurricanes home game, and it's all thanks to Raleigh Screen Print, a family-owned and operated business that will beat any online website price for bulk orders. That's right, unbeatable prices and designs on your everyday t-shirt or high-performance sporting apparel. Raleigh Screen Print has exactly what you need. To see all they can provide and get your unbeatable price quote, visit RaleighScreenPrint.com today.
Canes fans, it's hockey season, and no matter how you catch the action, you'll be going top shelf when you enjoy the game with Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. When you open up a bottle of Woodbridge wine, it's sure to be a game winner. Woodbridge has the smooth, fruit-forward flavors that have been a game day tradition for over 40 years. Find Woodbridge near you online at orderwoodbridge.com and add this fan favorite to your lineup today. Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi, a proud partner of the Carolina Hurricanes. Please enjoy our wines responsibly. Woodbridge Winery, Acampo, California.
What's up? This is Riley. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Chicken Club sandwich is the Applewood bacon. It's savory, and then it's also kind of sweet. And I think the combination of bacon with chicken and Colby Jack cheese, it just really knocks it out of the park.
Hey, I'm Tanea. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Chicken Club sandwich is the chicken. It's so juicy. It's grilled to perfection. I'm going to devour this sandwich.
Order the Grilled Chicken Club sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
The performance of the game is brought to you by Bridgestone.
Right here, the Yakov Trenin gets the puck, gets separation, little forehand, backhand action, and then 90 seconds later, Philip Scoresberg comes down and just rifles one. Top cheese on big Frederick Anderson. Couple nice goals there. Maybe the difference in the hockey game so far.
Bridgestone, the official tire of the Nashville Predators. It's a 4-2 game. Riddick coming up with a big save. Now under pressure again. That one off the skate of Fabro. Right to the slot. Point blank stop. Riddick again. Lawrence to the point. Here's the shot. Through the traffic. Save made. Lajoie let it fly. Riddick through the traffic, and now all kinds of heat.
I love the intensity, and Tripper, I know you love this too, that they're still playing with here, and there's a younger lineup with the Hurricanes, but neither team really relenting in their intensity and the passion out there right now, and that's good to see. And David Riddick, he's been under siege here a lot in the third period and done a really good job after sitting 2 periods here.
Yeah, melees after the majority of all whistles, which is super to see. Pretty good forecheck. Pressurization, all 3 players, and Lawrence.
Oh, We should reset that for our viewers over in Carolina. That is a change this year that you just came up with, that you just found out.
It is, it's the way he wants it pronounced, and I'll adjust.
Here comes Cousins. He's got Tomasino streaking to the net. Couldn't get it to him. Good defensive play, D'Angelo. Now it's Cody Glass. Glass was robbed of a goal by Anderson earlier in this period. Now slingshots Yossi. Yossi all the way to the net front. Stopped there by Anderson. Tried to slip it through the 5-hole.
Roman Yossi, you see him sneaking down. He's just so graceful when he gets in on the attack, and that puck gets turned over, and he's the first guy back on defense. He's just such an anomaly in this game. Such a graceful skater.
Now with speed, Carolina brings it in. Tomasino chips it out. Under 4 minutes to go. Now on the attack, Jack Drury. Everybody arrives in the corner. Myers trying to use his size against Jarvis. What will they do with Jarvis? Dick Tracy thinks he'll make the opening day roster, but of course he's only 19, so they would have to send him back to junior, which is not ideal because he's just absolutely dominated there.
And years ago, Jordan Stahl, the captain for Carolina when he was with Pittsburgh, he started the season and then they had no choice, Pittsburgh back in the 2006-2007 season, but to keep him as a teenager.
Backing in across the line, Drury to the wing. Here he is. Jarvis is stopped by Riddick. Jarvis has been a force again. He's got it one more time. 1-on-1 against Ekholm. Slips in behind the net, hangs onto the puck. Keane from the point, through all the bodies. They get it back to Lajoie. Keane with 2:46 on the clock. Keane drives. Circles out. High slot. Fox lets it go. Another stop for Riddick. High danger area. Nashville clears barely. That will not be icing.
This preseason game, but down a couple of goals, how quickly would you be lifting Freddie Anderson? What would the criteria be for you?
Well, I think you're going to get possession here under 2 minutes. You got to call him to the bench. And it looks like he's kind of getting ready right now. He's getting out there and hesitating a little bit.
Now he just got a gift.
Yeah. Centering pass got popped up in the air. It was snared by Riddick, and then all kinds of activity as the whistle blew. Harper getting into it.
I mentioned the gift, Willie, because now you get an offensive zone face-off, and Rod Brindamore already has out the dry erase board, so he'll call his timeout, I would suspect.
I love it too. It's the preseason. We'll see what he does. He put up a finger towards Anderson there. Maybe he's not going to yank him right now. But in the regular season, he'd be on the bench for sure.
He's calling the timeout. There you go. And now I would expect that Anderson strides over and stays on the bench, because these are certain situations, even if, Rod would like to get back on the plane and in earnest get ready for the New York Islanders, the home opener on Thursday. You don't get to practice situations like this a ton in practice, and so this is an opportunity here. Riddick's come in and done a nice job, hasn't he?
He's been really good, and he's going to be an integral part too. We talk about how important UC Saros is, and everybody, those backup goalies, the games that they play, they're the starting goalie, and those points mean just as much as the games that Saros plays. So he's going to be a huge part, and this is a good thing for him going into the regular season.
UC Saros stopped 23 of 24 in the 2 periods. Riddick has stopped 10 of 11. We should point out that there will be a shootout regardless of how this game ends. Even if the Predators hang on, there won't be a 3-on-3, but there'll be a shootout, so it's more action for the goalies there.
Willie, Mace, I've always thought that generally speaking, that you need somewhere between 10 and 15 wins from your goaltender other than your starter to qualify for the playoffs. I've always put it somewhere in that range.
Yeah, well, you look at the importance of those points, and usually the teams that miss it, it's 4 to 5 points. It's 1 or 2 hockey games that in the regular season you win those games. You have a strong backup goaltender that allows you and delivers that solid goaltending in relief of UC Saros or your starter, and that's, like you said, Tripp, that's the difference between making it and not.
Extra attacker is on. It's a 6-on-5. The net is empty on the other end. Clock at 2 minutes. D'Angelo got the feed from Jarvis. One-timer coming. Blocked by Trennan. In the corner, it got by Lawrence. Riddick covers, and Harper skates right over.
You guys are going to be a tough out Saturday night. I know Carolina's lineup will be completely different, but when I'm watching Trennan, Jeannot a minute ago, blocking shots with reckless abandon in a preseason game, for Carolina, Brendan Smith, after he set up the first goal in the first period, these are all signs of a good cultural state of the union for hockey organizations.
Myers off the faceoff. Can't quite get it out. Stepan. A wheeling move to keep it inside the line. Now a chance at home for the empty net. It'll go wide. And icing is the call. Jeannot tried to win the race. I think the Predators' mates are going to feel good, obviously, about the herd line. Jeannot has had an outstanding preseason, as has Trennan. And, of course, they feel very good about Duchesne, Forsberg, and Johansson in the preseason. The question will be in the middle, 6. What about Tomasino? What about Glass? Where does Cousins fit? Araujo, Grimaldi? They got some decisions in there.
Olivier, when he comes back, is Tanner Jeannot? It looked like at some points in the preseason that he would be the guy that would move up from the herd line and give it to its original configuration. But all things, a lot of unknowns still at this point.
Final decisions to be made in the coming days before the opener Thursday. 1:20 left. Still time for Carolina. Trying to work himself free. Jelena sends a bouncer from the circle. Martinook tried to pull the trigger, couldn't. Got it to the point. Now DeAngelo. DeAngelo with a long reach of Trennan, shadowing him. Trennan pressures DeAngelo. Fox works his way down the boards. And a backhand off of Riddick and in. A bank shot by Stefan Nason. And it's a one-goal game with 56.9.
Willie, did Jack Drury come in and get a piece of this, or will it be Nason's goal? Nice job there. Reversing the puck support. Game of catch between Faust and DeAngelo, two former New York Rangers. Nason gets to the front of the net, and does Drury whack it home by getting to the net before Sissons does? I think it will be Jack Drury's goal. I love the interchange between DeAngelo and Faust.
That was, again, it starts up top in that high to low movement there. And Nason, I know it hits Riddick's stick, and I don't know if Drury ends up tapping that thing in, but got ourselves a hockey game here with under a minute.
We'll see if we can get you another look. It did hit Riddick on the way there, but you're right. It might have been free for a second, and there's no doubt. Let's take a look at the overhead. This should tell us.
No, I think I'm not sure that Drury actually contacts the puck. Either way, does a nice job of getting to the net first. Drury's had a heck of a training camp. Won a championship in the Swedish Hockey League after playing at Harvard. And he may start the season with all the depth Carolina has at center ice in Chicago in the American League, but I'm sure Rod will have full trust to use him when need be, and it won't be long before he makes his NHL debut.
Anderson heads for the bench. One goal away are the Hurricanes from tying this up. And there's a pinball action. Harper slips it up the boards. It's kept in. Good aggressive play by the Hurricanes. Tomasino, a one-hand clear attempt. They get it across. Bear does a great job of hanging in there and taking it away from Cousins. Cousins and Tomasino had him outnumbered, but Bear won the battle. One more chance. Jarvis, plastered by Glass, but an open man. Block shot by Cousins. 8 seconds to go. Behind the net, the wraparound try. Riddick got a shoulder on it. It's still loose. Tomasino trying to clear. And the horn sound. The Predators hang on in the preseason finale. The Hurricanes threw everything at them, nearly overcame a 3-goal deficit late, but the Predators win it 4-3.
Yeah, that was another good hockey game between these two clubs, and that's all you can ask for. The Predators, as you mentioned, hanging on there. I think you might have a conversation with Tomasino about the one hand. Good support there by Cousins to continue that puck to get out, and they just, like you said, Willie, they just hung on Tripper. Thoughts?
Fun game. Really fun game. I like the resilient nature of Carolina. I thought that Nashville really asserted themselves in the second period, starting with the power play goal. They're second in as many games this week against Carolina with Roman Josi, and then Trenton and Forsberg with the separation.
We're going to have a shootout in just a moment. This was predetermined, but let's quickly give you the Fifth Third Bank 3 stars of the game. We'll take a look at it here, Mace. We've got Yakov Trenin, Juicy Saros, who stopped 23 out of 24, and Roman Josi, who tied the score early in the second period. That sort of swung things back Nashville's way, but a strong performance by both teams. A lot to like for Carolina, especially with their depleted lineup. Now let's see what happens in the shootout. Philip Forsberg, little shootout practice here. Anderson stays in. Riddick stays in for Nashville. Forsberg approaches. Forsberg, stop. Nice stick save by Anderson.
Daniel Day-Lewis gains of New York is mano-a-mano with the Great Dane, and boy, nice boy. What a job there, layering vertically with the blocker.
Well, and the patience. Forsberg sold it pretty good, and Riddick Anderson didn't move, kept both of his edges, and just pushed to the right for an easy save.
Now the 19-year-old, Jarvis, approaching Riddick, and he slips it in. Well done. The final impression by Jarvis at the end of the preseason.
Willie, second time that you've had one of these shootouts. He had one in Tampa. Jarvis looks much more comfortable here. Can opener, what a job there. Silky hands
around the world. Didn't touch the puck, and then opened Riddick up and slid it through.
Round 2, Matt Duchene swings it wide. Now comes back middle. He tried to slip it through. Shut down.
Well, Matt Duchene here again. There's the deception. He tries to get Anderson to bite. He hasn't. He's a patient goaltender, and that's what you love about him, Tripp. You talked about that, but watch. He's going to pump fake right here. Little bit of a fake, but he gets back to his feet again, and it's just a little push, and he keeps that 5-hole closed.
Tony DeAngelo in round 2 for Carolina. He'll work in from the wing. A lot of head fakes, shoulder fakes. Saved by Riddick.
Willie, I think about Trenton. I know that was during gameplay, but I love coming in with a ton of speed. That puck rolled on Tony DeAngelo, but when you come in with as much speed as Trenton did, DeAngelo wasn't able to create it. I think it puts the goaltender in a position of weakness.
Now let's see what Ryan Johansson has up his sleeve. We know what he likes to do, the old slow Joe. Let's see if he slows down. He does. Johansson waits. He's got him, but he couldn't lift it. Anderson, in desperation, just kept the leg down, and Johansson couldn't quite finish it.
And that's Ryan Johansson has taken this approach. He's willing to go to either side there. He's slowed down. He had Frederick Anderson where he wanted him. He just couldn't get enough separation from the pad and the puck to get that aerial elevation there. And they lose the shootout, but they won the game, and this is just for practice.
What a fun day.
What a
the
great
slow
day.
Joe.
The slow Joe. This was a Twitter poll that we put out there, and that was
that
was the eventual winner of the name for his move. But great game. Good showing there for the Predators, and a good comeback there by Carolina in the third period, not giving up. Head to the regular season, boys.
I think some of those layer players that Rod Brindamore was talking about, hey, you're at the point now with a winning team, you're looking at that second layer, that depth. I thought some of those guys really showed up well today.
Willie, I think the Hurricanes have more organizational depth than they've had in a long, long time, maybe ever. When you think about the players that would have made some NHL rosters that'll be in the American Hockey League in Chicago, I think a myriad of really good signs for both teams. I loved how Nashville, they played an NHL lineup Tuesday and here this afternoon. And you can see that there is a true desire right from the top guys that Mace talked about, Duchene, Forsberg, and Johansson, to set a tone this year. And I think the young players that Carolina, maybe not now, but promising down the road, have shown themselves well.
There's Roman Josi as we give you the Fifth Third Bank 3 stars. And then we'll get a chance to have a conversation with Kara Hammer. Let's see who they go with, number 1. We showed you who we went with. Let's see if the upstairs crew concurs. There's Saros. So this should be Trenton.
It's got a healthy stash going there, too, I might add.
Yeah. They had that going last year. Remember the contest between Saros and Tolvanen. And there's Yakov Trenton. He scored an unassisted goal. 3 of the 4 goals, by the way, unassisted by the Predators today. So Yakov Trenton will be chatting with Kara Hammer, we think, or is she going to talk to UC? She's going to talk to somebody. So Juice coming in to talk to Kara. Kara, we send it to you.
UC, 23 saves tonight. How confident are you feeling in your game in this final preseason outing?
Yeah, I feel good and obviously excited for the start of the season. I think we have a good group, and it's been fun to play with these guys, and it's fun to see all the fans here too. They're in the mid-season form already.
You guys close out this preseason on a 4-game win streak. Is that a little bit of added confidence before you kick off opening night on Thursday?
Yeah, I think, of course, it's always fun to win, but even though the results are not always the main thing in preseason game, but I think we can all like how we played and just gonna keep getting better and be ready for the Thursday.
We talk about the identity of this team. How much have you seen it grow during this camp with the physicality that these guys have brought?
Yeah, I think we had a really good training camp, and every guy is bought in the system, and yeah, it's been fun to see all the guys compete every day, so I think we're ready.
All right, thanks, UC. We'll see you Thursday.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Kara, thank you very much. That's UC Saros, 23 saves, 24 shots. Trip Tracy, it's been a pleasure. Thanks a lot. You're welcome up here anytime.
Willie, Mace, thank you. I'd grow the Movember stash for next week when I see you, but that cost me a relationship a few years ago.
My brother.
My brother,
Mace.
Mace.
Awesome, buddy.
I love you.
Big Bill.
Great stuff.
Awesome.
We will see the Carolina Hurricanes in 1 week in the real deal. But first, it's the Seattle Kraken on Thursday. Make sure you join us for opening night. The final score, 4-3 Predators. It's time to start another season in Smashville.
There's never been a better time to switch to